say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
So let me go ahead and put myself here. So yeah, so that was the Star Spangled Banner performed by a wonderful singer. Lovely voice is Ashley LaRue and things. So once again, one more time. There we go. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing a different format here for right now while I get some other stuff, technical difficulties on the other thing. But I welcome you guys to the chat and things. We're going to be talking about the highest violent crime rates in the United States, in the U.S. So we're going to talk about that and stuff, though. So, yeah, so I'm going to wait for some people to come in on the live stream today. This is going to be a banger. A friend of mine sent me this. He said, you know, this would be a great topic to talk about, which I do want to talk about it. Now, these statistics are coming back from 2023, first and foremost and things. So, you know, this is where these statistics are coming from. And we're going to talk about 10 major cities that are Democrat ran, right? These are the Democrat ran cities in the United States and stuff. I'm over here getting my other, you know, my red hat washed. But in the meantime, I'm still, the show must go on, you know. The show must go on, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and hit it in a minute. So therefore, yeah, so we're gonna be talking about this and things. So therefore, with the statistics and everything, and therefore, we're gonna probably get going very soon here. I still like my other format a lot better, but this is all right though. We're gonna get it going and things. So what's up, everybody, and things like that. Welcome to Some Random Guy Speaks. I am your host, Tony Love. No Diddy, but love. And I come with a lot of love, right over here in Detroit, city of Detroit, you know what I'm saying? So this is a place where I speak my mind, you guys speak your mind. No fancy studio, obviously, you know what I'm saying? So therefore, we are here, just a mic and the truth, right? Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be diving into a topic that has been bugging me for a while, which is the violent crime in America, right? Specifically, the cities with the highest crime, right? The highest violent crime rates since 2023. So we're going to talk about that and how, let's say, how so many of them are ran by the Democrat mayors, which we're going to talk about. Yeah, I said it. It looks like the number because of the facts, right? Don't care about feelings, right? It really don't. First off, the violent crimes, ladies and gentlemen, include murder, right? We're talking about grape, you know what that is, and robbery and aggravated assault. So we're going to talk about it per 1,000 people, so it's fair across these city sizes, right? National violence actually dropped a bit back in 2024 and around 4.5% from 2023. And it continues trending down for many places. 2025, we saw it going down, but some of these cities still sky high compared to the rest of the country, right? And this is basically what it is. Let's hit the big one, right? From the FBI data, right? And the report around 2024, 2025. A number one that keeps popping up is Memphis, Tennessee, right? This is why Trump had to send in the National Guards, to be really honest, in regards to that. And that was back here. Now, this we're talking about Tennessee in 2024 before the National Guards, right? Memphis had the highest violent crime rate amongst the major cities, over 250 thousand incidents per 100 people, right? That's insane when you really think about it, right? Way above the national average, right? Memphis has been Democrat led for years with the mayor, Paul Young, right? So, Paul Young, the Democrat, taking over in 2024, even with some drops in 2025. When we talk about homicide down, overall crime hitting 25 year low, right? Which is pretty darn good. In some reports, it has been top with a list of violent crimes in the recent years, right? The next up is Baltimore, Maryland, right? This is another one. So Baltimore, Maryland, a long time high on the murder and robbery charts, right? In 2024, it was right up there in violent crimes with murder rates, right? In the 30s per 100 per 30s per 100, right? People. Mayor Brandon Scott, right? The Democrat has been in charge, right? They have seen improvements lately, like higher clearance rates, right? And a drop of some of the categories, but it's still one of the roughest spots, right? Yeah, it ain't gonna be 100%, but it's getting a lot better in things. They say it's been reported. The crime has dropped down tremendously low for at least since 125 years. St. Louis, Missouri, right? Often in the top of the murder rate, like 50 plus per 100 people in some 2024 ranking, right? Mayor Trahara Jones, Democrat, right? What about Oakland, California, right? High violent crime around 190 was a 100 and was a 1,900 per 100 people, right? In recent stats. Democrat mayor, right? We're talking about once again, right? And don't forget places like Cleveland, Kansas City, Milwaukee are all showing up in high violent crime lists in the recent years with all Democrat mayors. It's like a coalition between the two. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Coalition as well as you know what I'm saying? Coalition, boy, I tell you though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, here it is though, you know. Um, Now I'm saying for every Democrat mayor causing crime, and that's not what I'm necessarily saying, but what we are seeing is that the spikes in crime has dropped tremendously since 2025. Now that's what I'm saying though, you know. Now we know that there's been National Guards that's been dispatched to Washington, D.C., as well as Memphis, Tennessee, for sure. Some of these other cities and things like that. It's steady starting to go down overall in some of these places, but some of these places are still dangerous, especially like Detroit as well. You know what I'm saying? We got St. Louis. These places are still dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Milwaukee places are still dangerous though. We got still got a long, long way to go, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know what I'm saying? So other than that, I thank you guys for coming in and stuff like that. That's cool. But the pattern, as I said, since 2023, a bunch of the absolute worst violent crime spots have Democrat mayors. Policies on bail reform, defund the police talk, right? Not even fully done, right? This is exactly what it is. So, soft on crime approaches, right? And some of the policies on bail reform, right? So, once again, though, man, looking at it right now. So when we talking about bail reform, defund the police talk, even oh, says here, even if not fully done, soft on crime, right? Approaches on some of the cases, people argue these contributes, right? Those that contribute. Others point to poverty, guns, and systematic stuff, right? I didn't heard it all though, right? So what do I think? I think it's the leadership, definitely. When your city is toppling, right, with the most dangerous lists year after year, right? Maybe it's time for something different, ladies and gentlemen. So I got a list here of the cities. This my friend text me. He said this would make a great podcast conversation. I said, yeah, live stream definitely. So the highest violent crime rates, right? Number one is, as you heard me say it already, is Memphis, Tennessee. Number two is St. Louis, right? St. Louis is number two. Number three is Detroit, right? Number four is Baltimore, Maryland. Number four. Number five is Oakland, California. Number six is Little Rock, Arkansas, right? That's another one. I keep looking up over there 'cause I got two cameras, right? Little Rock, Arkansas. Number seven, right? And that was number six. Number seven is New Orleans, right? Number eight is Cleveland, Ohio, right? Number nine is Houston. And number 10 is Kansas City, KC. So these are the top 10 highest crime or violent crime rates, right? And when you look down all of the cities, right, all 10 of them, all have a Democrat party or the Democrat mayor for the Democrat party. No mistakes. Anybody by now should know this, right? Keep looking up there. Anybody by now should know this by now. So I said it'd be nice to do a live stream on something like this, right? For a little bit. So yeah, so this is basically what it is, though, you know, these 10 major cities, right? That we're talking about here. And we still got work to do. Like Detroit, like I said before, it's a dangerous city. Some parts, not all, but some parts. Downtown, I would say, would probably be one of the safest part in the city, as long as you stay in these particular parameter areas and stuff like that. When you start venturing off to places, though, it's not advised. And most of these cities, I'm sure, follow the same thing. But as America starts to heal, ladies and gentlemen, and start to get better and better and better with crime and violence and drugs and grape and all this other type of stuff, it's just going to be at a minimum to almost non-existent. I think it was always going to be something there. I think the sane asylums are going to be coming back because we need that as well, because some of these people that are walking around amongst us should not be should not be walking around in society like this. They should be getting some help that they need. You know what I'm saying? But and that's something I need to talk about eventually, you know, with this mental illness thing though, too. Because some people, in order for them to get the help that they really need, they got to be into some type of a mental health facility. So a mental health facility that can facilitate their needs when it come down to mental illness though. So this is very, very serious in regards to that though. So we're also talking about whatever happened with these mayors, right? We already know what it is though, right? Because again, ladies and gentlemen, I talked about this with some friends of mine. With the mayors, right? The mayors on the Democrat Party, right? Once again, got to keep banging on them because our main problem, ladies and gentlemen, in America, right? What they tend to do is that in order to get in the White House or get into Congress or whatever the case may be, they will promise, 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 promise. And once they're in there, they don't deliver on their promise. And then they love to blame other people. First, it was the Republicans. Now they just blame Trump. Trump is the main problem. That this is what this is this whole narrative. And people, after a while, people become to get tired of this type of stuff because why are these cities right? These cities shouldn't be this violent. It shouldn't have. We shouldn't have being inundated with crime and violence and so forth, right? And we know that they're doing it because, and then they say, "Well, there's nothing we can do." Trump has already shown them. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing they are right now. Trump cleaned up Washington, D.C., as well as Memphis. And Memphis is the number one, right, when it comes down to crime and violence. And what did Trump do? He sent in the National Guards. He did what real leadership would do. Instead of sitting back here and saying, well, we're overran, we need more police. How many times y'all heard that, right? We need more police. We need more police all the time, right? And that's the thing about it, though. We keep hearing this type of stuff, but the truth is that they've been holding out. They've been lying to us, right? And this is basically what it is, you know. Let me see here. We have here. Is that Danielle? Okay, Donnell. Okay, yeah, Donnell. Let me go ahead. Okay, Donnell. All right, there you go. Let's go ahead and show that comment over there. So Donnell says, I live in live in Memphis, born and raised. That's what's up, man. Yeah, shout out to you, Donnell. All right, right? Oh yeah, that's what's up. Can I call you? Yeah, Donnell. Okay, Donnell. Yeah, I know somebody named Donnell too. Man, that's what's up, though, man. Welcome to the chat, man. I mean, I'm not picking it because I grew up in the inner city as well, as far as Detroit. Thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much, man. But I know what it is like. I grew up in the inner cities of Detroit. So was it all bad? Absolutely not. It was, we like with anything, we know places where to be. I'm sure you do too, Donnell, and places not to be. And that's with any place, right? Anywhere all the world, same thing, right? But the thing about it is that going over these violent cities, and we have to really, really, because I wasn't really in politics. We're talking a long time, man. With Detroit, man, I mean, alone, man. The violence, the crime, so forth, all this stuff. So I was a child. I didn't know anything about that. You would think that people, right? Because most of the time we have a lot of blacks in these inner cities, right? The blacks make up a large percent. I'm sure Memphis is the same, right? Detroit, it was probably hitting at one time back in the 70s and 80s. It was like about 90 some odd percent black in the city of Detroit, let alone, right? But we have to learn to demand more, right? Because the thing about it, when a lot of our people voted these sorry mayors, right, into, let's say, become a mayor, when they get in there, it's a free ride, right? They don't do anything for the people. The people have to demand for it instead of just voting off of name recognition. And I think it's a little bit. I think many cities is guilty of doing this type of stuff, right? Name recognition is one of them that would get you in a mirror seat, right? And it shouldn't be that way because whatever you are promising, you should deliver on it. You know what I'm saying, though, Donnell? So yeah, instead of just them sitting in there, they sat in there. What's that mayor out of Dalton, Illinois? Tiffany Hayard. We already know what happened there, because she was caught embezzling a lot of money, right? And things like that. So, and she's not the only one. There's many of them, man. If they're not embezzling money or whatever, they're just soft on crime or none on crime. Because me personally, and it kind of makes sense if some of these cities, right, if they are not fixing the crime, because crime is profitable, depending on if the people that own or above, like with the guns and all the rest of this stuff, it's profitable, right? When there's strife and violence on the street, it's profitable, right? Even with some of these prisons, right? that are privatized now, it's profitable because when the people on the revolving system, right, where they go and do a crime, they go come right back out and do it again. It's an evolving system, and we know it's about this too. And this is what the Dems have always lied to us about. They have lied to us and said, "Oh, we're having issues with the crime and violence, and we can't seem to fix it." But yeah, this is basically what it is. This is what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. This is the problem right here. So therefore, yeah, just talking about that. But I appreciate you coming in the room. I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I know with these topics, it's not as popular, right? With the Trump stuff, I talk about that all the time, right? And in fact, since he's been let's say inaugurated and was sworn in, and since he's been a president, he done more as a president in these particular cities, like I just named them, right? We're talking about Washington, D.C., Memphis, or whatever. There's stories about people, and you live there, though, Donnell, so you know what I'm talking about. Some of them was one black lady said she couldn't sit on her porch because that's how violent it is. Kids can play and things like that. So the people in these cities are going to have to demand more. They're going to have to request more, right? When it come down to getting things resolved. Crime should not be a issue in anywhere, but it's tolerated in these cities. 10 major cities that I just went over. Some of you guys are just coming in now. Thank you so much. Oops, that's the wrong one. Yeah, I'm going to get my mega cap washed. So I feel different without my red mega cap, man. You know what I'm saying? It just does something to you. You know what I mean? But that's okay. The show got to go on and things. So wearing my South Carolina cap. But yeah, but at any event, yeah, this is the thing, man. We have to talk about the things that are plaguing and bothering us in our community, right? So this is exactly what it is. So once again, Memphis, Tennessee, St. Louis, Missouri, Detroit, Michigan. That's number 3. Number 4, Baltimore, Maryland. Number 5, Oakland, California. Number 6, Little Rock, Arkansas. Number 7, right, is New Orleans, Louisiana. Number 8 is Cleveland, Ohio. So Cleveland, Ohio, ladies and gentlemen. Number 9, Houston, Texas. And number 10, KC for Kansas City, Missouri. These 10 major cities are still live. Now, I know that what is it, Baltimore? I mean, I'm sorry. I know that Memphis, and this is 2023, not recently, but these are the crime statistics coming from the FBI data source, right? Which I do look at, because before they were cooking the books. They were cooking the books and things like that. So Trump and his administration has been straightening out, where we actually are seeing real results, real crime statistics, without them lying and including people in and all this other kind of stuff. I mean, they made a mess of stuff purposely so you wouldn't get down with the truth. Some people believe the lie over, the lying statistics with the DOJ, FBI statistics. And I always knew that it didn't sound right, because these particular cities are at one time was the most violent, and some of them to a point still are, you know, until the National Guards come in there. But right now, the president got other things to worry about with Iran and everything like that, and there's other issues and other things that are going on. We also putting the shedding light on with the rhinos as well too. That means Republicans in name only. I'm talking about them too. So there's a lot of spotlight on them, a lot of pressure under Mitch McConnell, right, and a lot of these other turncoats, because they were never Republican anyway. They're just liberal, right? And that's pretty much what it is, though. They're just faking the funk, false flagging, right? Cosplaying, pretending to be MAGA, pretending to be Republican, but in actuality, it wasn't. So yeah, yeah, that's in regards to that. And then also too, I want to still make another retracted statement I said yesterday, man. And I went and pulled that guy up, and I don't know what it is. I've been being bombarded with so much stuff, and I forgot to check the source. Had I, and it wasn't for Joe Mama, and I appreciate you, Joe Mama. Shout out to Joe Mama, not Joe Mama, but Joe Mama. Yeah, Joe Mama came through on a pinch, saved me there with that information about that what we call the executive order. There was a Trump did executive order, but it was not in regards to you know what I'm saying, military and all that type of stuff and going after citizens and all that, because that's unconstitutional, you know. So a citizen cannot be tried and go to the tribunal court. So I retract my statement from yesterday. You know, like I said, sometimes I get stuff wrong too. I'm human, but I'm going to admit to you that I was wrong. And again, we have to be very careful on the internet because I normally catch stuff like this, but you get these guys on what is it, Instagram and all the rest of these social medias, and then what do? They just regurgitate lies purposely, right? This is once again, this is part of what they do. Fake MAGA, as I said yesterday, right? And they go on here, they do this purposely to derail you from the truth. And this is the reason why. Have you looking like a jackass or uncredible. Caught me, you know, but it won't happen again. So from now on, I will make sure that I do my due diligent research to make sure if it hasn't been in an executive order, right? If Trump didn't say it, it ain't happened, right? So I just wanted to say that again, though, too, man. Woo, man, it was messed up. Then I had some problems with my internet, but I'm at home in the studio now. But I'm gonna get my other one back up. This is just temporary, ladies and gentlemen. This layout right here is just temporary right now, and things. What you guys see is the Star Spangled Banner, got the American flag in the background and things like that. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. Um, yeah, so we got a lot of corruption here. We're talking about we call her Governor Whitmer, you know, Gretchen Whitmer, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so with Gretchen Whitmer, right? So we got her and the people, right? Talking about Minnesota guys, I mean, we got people, what is it, Judge? You know what? Why don't I do this here? I'm gonna just show you guys instead of just reading and telling you. Hold on for a minute. Let me just do this here. Let's go ahead and share the image. Oh man, what the yeah, man, but let's go ahead and share the image first. All right, let's see here. We'll share the image. All right. All right, where are we here? Should be message. Give me one moment, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and share this here first. All right, there we go. So this is our governor, ladies and gentlemen. Governor Gretchen Whitmer. And you guys can see right here the web of corruption. Talk about Minnesota, man. Yeah, we got some stuff going on here over here in Michigan as well too. She is the governor. She's a Democrat, and you know, when it come down to stuff like this, you know what I mean? Mm, 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 mm. She's the same one that said that she got supposed to have gotten kidnapped, or they were threatening to kidnap her and all this stuff, which that was staged as a hoax. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's go ahead and all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that here. And let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Oops, let me do this. We're gonna remove that. Let me go ahead and pull up another image over here too. And things. So let's go ahead and pull that up. So, oh yeah, here it is right here. All right, there we are. Okay. We have here Tracy Kornak, right? Former treasurer, right? Of the Michigan Democrat Party, right? You see what she's been charged for? Look at it right here. She's been charged with what, defrauding and it was an elderly woman out of $123,000. How low can you go, right? How low can you go? Mm, How low can you go, ladies and gentlemen? Look at this. Look at this right here. Isn't this a disgrace? This is all under the our governor's watch. It gets better than this. Hold on for a minute. I got more to show you. It gets better than this. Look at this, boy. I tell you, man. What is the deal, man? All this fraud. So she's already been charged, according to the information sources that I have. What about this one here? Look at this one. Let's go and pull this up here. Right? Judge Andrea Bradley Baskin, right? Accused of bribery, stealing homes from vulnerable people in probate court, then flipping for profit. What the hell, man? Judge, this is a judge. He said, gentlemen, why? Why, Judge Andrea? I mean, you're already making enough money. You got to do that for people and take houses. Now they've been indicted. So we're still waiting on things in regards to this, but she's been indicted. So this is all this is Democrat stuff. Because when you look at it, Michigan, we got our problem. You got Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, the Twin Cities. Man, they are so embarrassing, man. They are embarrassing, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, look at this. A judge. Man, so much of fraud, man. You got Tiffany Hayard in Dalton, Illinois, and she's a mayor. What embezzlement for her? She's not going to beat that case, boy. It's just amazing to me, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, I tell you, though. Hold on for a minute. Let me go and pull up another one here. Oh, my goodness, man. What the hell, man? I mean, I'm just saying, though, man. I mean, it's bad to be a judge. Look at this one here. Oh, man. This is an African woman. I ain't going to try to pronounce her name. She pled guilty. She knows she was hit. Appointed by Whitmer, right? Look at State Childhood Development Board, right? Pled guilty to stealing $1 million in child care funding with fake daycare. What's with the Africans, man, and all this stealing, man, going on? And this is right under Governor Whitmer, right? This is right. She was appointed by her, right? Look at this, man. I tell you guys, man, this is pretty damn bad. It don't, you know what I'm saying? It just gets worse and worse and worse. So she pled guilty, right? So she knew she was guilty. One thing I got respect for her, she'll say, hey, you got me. That's one thing about it, though. At least this African woman is smart enough to say, hey, you got me. You got me red-handed, Ilhan Umar need to do it because she's making herself look foolish because they're closing in. They know that she's been in fraud. This woman here, I got more respect for her to admit that. Got to admit. Look at this, man. Oh, my goodness. Boy, I tell you. Look at this here. Boy, this stuff is happening right here in my backyard here in Michigan. Let me see. Do I have another one? Let me see here. Do I have another one here? I think I do. Hold on for a minute. Let me I'm gonna look around here again for a minute. But yeah, guys, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. In our finest, right? Look at this. African woman, right? Stealing, right? $1 million. This is embezzlement. This is a federal crime, right? This is not light. But like I said, we got respect for her because she admitted that she was guilty. Nobody ain't painting this on nobody. Look at this here. See, ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing this California, right? Arizona, Colorado, right? Minnesota, right? We going to keep naming the cities, though, because these cities across the United States, in these states, I should say, in these cities that are involved with crime and corruption, they will not escape this. This is something bad, right? I'm talking about really bad because before the midterms, look at California, the money that they have defrauded American people, ladies and gentlemen. And I mean, and it just gets worse and worse and worse, you know? Mm-hmm. Let me see. Keep it coming. Now, send her back. I know, right? He talking about Ilhan Umar. Yeah, Ilhan Umar is the epitome of the Democratic Party. What she represents is like this woman here. But this woman is smarter than Ilhan Umar. She said, hey, you got me. I ain't got no defense against this. I mean, I stole $1 million though, just lavishing my lifestyle, in lavish lifestyle, right? Taking trips, you know what I'm saying? Getting set up must be nice. It must be nice, right? But you notice though, Julie Rice, and also Darnell, man, what they don't seem to understand, they're trying to deflect. You know, they always say, see, with the Democrats, this is what the thing with the Democrats, once again, I deliver a promise, never keeping it, especially in the black community as well, but in general. And what they do when they don't keep it, guess what? They blame it on somebody, just like what this man is doing right now. They blame it on someone else, right? And when they blame it on someone else, it makes them look more like a jackass, really does. I mean, they got a jackass party. That's why they got the donkey. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my goodness. So there's nothing surprising coming from a jackass but a jackass, meaning a dummy, right? I mean, that's basically what it is, though. A dummy that's trying to protect. See, we were Trump. We were Trump. See, that's what this is their whole thing. Democrats promise, never deliver, and then they blame it on someone else. This is their whole narrative. Right now, guys, is looking pretty tired because you're looking really very, very suspect. I would say beyond suspect. You're looking bright, foolish, ignorant, as well as guilty, right? That's exactly what it is. So the thing about it is, here's the evidence right here in my backyard. And we can go down here to each one of them. Look at this. Here's another one, right? She's a judge. How you gonna be a judge and steal? Well, again, don't matter though. Accused of bribery, stealing homes, right? We're talking about taking advantage of vulnerable people, title fraud stuff. It wasn't bad enough. I mean, here it is already. You know, she's a judge, but the judge money ain't good enough. I got to go ahead and defraud him, and that's exactly what it is. Look at the evidence, man. And this is how foolish and stupid they are, man. Are you serious? Here's another one. She's been charged, right? And many more are going to be charged. They're on the way, right? They've been indicted. It's going to happen, right? I'm just saying. Boy, I tell you, man, what the hell, man? Are you serious? What? I mean, I'm just saying, though, right? I'm just going to add another one in the mix. Hold on for a minute, because I can keep them coming. Give me a minute. And I'm going to show some more receipts here. Man, I tell you, man, this is, ooh, man, what the hell, man? Okay, hold on for a minute. Did I show this one here? Nope, I showed that one already. Okay, did I show this one? Let's take a look. Okay. No, that's me. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, showed this beautiful couple here. And we wearing silver bracelets. And here's the ringleader of it all, of the Democratic Party, right here. We call her Ratchet Hitler, right? Here she is right here, Gretchen Whitmer, right? Here she is right here in all her glory, right? There it is. Boy, I tell you. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, they got the Democrat Party, right? When Biden was the president, not one Democrat said, release the files, right? Soon as Trump becomes the president, right? And the only reason they heard that because of Elon, right? And then they go chanting, release the files. It was actually the Democrats that released the files, right? I mean, you know, Trump released the files because the Democrats demanded it. So Trump released them, right? That's exactly what it is. They didn't want the files released. They only wanted Trump. They were trying to go after Trump. Another witch hunt once again. How can you be, let's say, guilty of something when he was an FBI informant? Trump was the one that brought Epstein down, right? I know they don't talk about that in the regular news, but it's true, right? And then also he's been acquitted of anything because he didn't do anything, right? Other than the felony fake charges, though. That's why they can't go after him now in regards to this. But Gretchen Whitmer, ladies and gentlemen, our governor, right? This is the one here, and this is why you see her right here, and we talk about the judge, right? Look at this. They've been indicted, and they will be behind bars where they deserve. Then we got this person here. That's let me see here. Hold on for a minute. Remove. All right, let's do this. Let's remove that. There. We got the African woman, right? Right? $1 billion. 1 billion. I'm sorry, $1 million, not 1 billion. $1 million. There it is. $1 million, ladies and gentlemen. It's just, man, it's just so funny though, you know. So with that, and then we talked about today the very, very high violent crime, 10 major cities across the United States, right? And with the FBI's data statistics going back in 2023, 2024, and then 2025, it's starting to taper down. According to the information, now that Trump got in control of the new FBI and the DOJ, because before they were cooking the books, but now that we have seen, it says that the crime had dropped down so low. Was it between 20 and 30% drop? Well over 125 years. So that means that the Dems were doing things to get more money. Now they're being exposed on that. They have been lying, ladies and gentlemen, left and right, left and right. They would once again promise a delivery, deliver a phony promise, don't do anything, and then blame it on other people. That's their narrative. That's their narrative. Yep. Coming from the left. It's what they do best, right? Y'all been waiting on a super transit system in California. It's been well over 20 years. It's not going to happen. And it don't take no 20 years to build anything. The Chinese and people in Asia putting up beautiful infrastructures. It don't take no 20 years. So that's another lie coming from the Democrats once again. They lie constantly. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm talking about in this party been in the party. The Democrats been in power for a long, long time. And that's why I'm banging on them more so, because we haven't seen anything other than deception, lies, criminal, fraud. You go right down the list. This stuff with the Epstein files and they're entitled and implicated and got themselves all tangled up in that. Epstein been funding them as well. We saw the email. We know, I mean, how it's just constantly getting worse for them, right? It's getting worse. It's not getting better for the Dems. It's getting worse for them. And you hear me just showing this stuff right now. I'm showing you the receipts. You know, look at this. Boy, I tell you, look at this. We got a judge once again. A judge, Andrea Bradley Baskin, right? She's a judge, right? Accused of bribery, stealing homes, right? From the vulnerable, right? I mean, title fraud and all this other type of stuff. And we're glad that they've been indicted, but soon they're going to be, the silver bracelets. And this is going to be more of the narrative. We're going to start seeing these silver bracelets soon enough. So yeah. So I'm glad to my friend that gave me this for an idea, because I was really going to go with something else, but this here, we had to talk about the 10 major cities, right? The violent cities, right? Across the United States. The FBI 2023 statistics. They've been cooking the books and things like that, because the Dems don't want you to know the truth, right? Now that Trump is getting stuff done, crime dropped. This is the lowest it's been in 125 years. So now that we have the real crime statistics, It defeats the Democrats' position trying to say that, oh, this is a lie. This is a lie. No, it's not, because we got the data now. They were cooking the books before. And why should we believe a liar when we've been looking at these cities these states that I've been mentioning, like California, or we're talking about Colorado, Arizona, we can go and name them, Minnesota, right? Tampon Tim Waltz and all the rest of them, right? What about Keith Ellison, right? Uh, you know what I'm saying? Jacob Frey and all the rest of them, right? These people sit in position of power. You mean to tell me that they wouldn't know that Ilhan Umar, don't leave her out. And a lot of people in the United States is looking for the day when they pull her out of Congress, because she's going to be, her citizenship is going to be stripped, and we want her to be sent right back over there to Somalia. I'm looking forward to the day. And when that happens, we're going to have a big celebration. I'm going to go live when it happens, though. We're going to get her behind right up on out of here, man, as it deserves, man. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, this is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, there's so much corruption coming from the low down, dirty, lunatic left. They can't even fight against it. All they do is say it's Trump. They don't deliver ish. Then and then what they do, they promise something, don't deliver it, and then they say they blame it on somebody else. So in this case, Trump is a reason. Crime, 125 years drop. Huh? You're right about that. That was Trump. Trump is cleaning up the voter rolls. Yeah, you're right about that. Trump and the MAGA administration, yeah, they're doing that too. We can go right down the list on this stuff. You guys on the left have been lying, cheating. That's why we have one of our over here in Detroit too. I think she's turned away from the Democrat Party because she said, I can't defend a party like this no more. I'm a Christian. We stand against abortion rights, right? We stand against that. Because as a Christian, you can't be for abortion, right? You can't be for same-sex marriages and call yourself a Christian. So it conflicted her belief system, like most of you. They got some weird stuff, that woke stuff, DEI stuff. No real Christian is going to be for that stuff, right? That's why she turned away from that party. That party is going down in flames. And as I bring up more and more and more of the receipts, you cannot defend against this stuff. I see the chat. I see the comments, though, but they make themselves look idiot. They make themselves look stupid. You see what I'm saying? It's always Trump's fault. But Trump has been saving the country. The Dems on the left have been destroying the country. I mean, this is just common sense stuff, man. You know what I mean? Oh, my gosh. Common sense, man. I tell you. Let me see. You have tuned your time as a great reporter to the unworthy. You stand above. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just gonna get down to your comment. You got down here, Donald T. Yep, I got it for Donald Trump. Yep, yeah. There's actually power in what's that? Morality. Yeah, morality. Yep. And I'm just going to post that up here too. You know, so of course, the good comments are going to be posted. There it is. This is my temporary format right now that I'm using until I get some stuff straight on my main one, and things. So I'm steady tweaking it and getting it better. But I appreciate you, man, coming into the chat. Anybody with the name Donald got to be a good name, That's a good name. That's my friend always say. That's a good name. There's a lot of good names though too. But yeah, that's a good name though, But yeah, man. See, with the Dems, and I noticed, with the influencers, I did a little thing yesterday, but I got to edit that one. That's why I haven't posted that live stream, because there's some stuff that I said I had to detract it. But talking about the actual Democrats, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about what they've been doing, right? They have been lying to the American people. They have been cheating the American people. In fact, the Democratic Party, the whole DNC, is being investigated for fraud, right? They're going and looking down on everything, and we know we're going to find it. They're in serious trouble, whether they want to Hakeem Jeffries, T-Boo Obama, none of them going to be able to save him. Chuck Schumer, right? None of them, Cory Booker, none of them That's a little brother to the little brother Obama. They always get those type of brothers, right, that represent the DNC. You don't see too many brothers in leadership on the Democrat Party that look like my skin. They're gonna have some off white whatever. Not that I have a problem with that, but they even racist with their own policies like that. Oh man, I tell you, man, it's just crazy though, right? But they have a lot of explaining to do. And when these indictments hit, I mean, look at Hillary and crooked Clinton and Bill Clinton, Obama. You heard me mention them many a times with those silver bracelets as well. So I mean, that's why he got a lawyer up, criminal law defense attorneys, right? Because with the grand jury, we're waiting on all that eventually going to happen. I can't tell you when it's going to happen. With grand jury, it takes a long time. But I just like to troll the trolls sometimes, but it takes a while before we're going to see something in the grand jury. As they say, the wheels of justice does move slow, but don't think that they're not being investigated. And I'll just look forward to the indictments and everything else. I mean, because they're the ones that created this situation. Defrauding, lying to the people. Look at what they've been doing with the tax money. The USAID, you guys realize we were never allowed to know about that. And they are mad as heck now that the fact that that's been on the table, I mean, Doge is still around. It's just not the external department no more. Trump integrated into Congress. He integrated all through government. So they have what we call a real checks and balance, right? They're watching everything, big balls and all the rest of them that's over that. They watching everything, all of this stuff, right? The Dems shut down. What did they do? Another government shutdown. What did they do? They blame it on Trump once again, right? They are the ones that's causing the problems. And then once they have to answer to it, they say, well, Trump is the one. Because Trump won't allow us to have what we want in the bills, right? You know what I'm saying? They want to push their own agenda for this. They can't do it no more. Trump have shut down all the money sources, right? I mean, look at Mondummy over there, right? You think he's going to be doing anything, though? Without the funding, you can't get no agendas passed. So right now, it's just a stalemate. They're going to break eventually anyway, right? It's going to happen because the Dems do not have any leverage. We done went through this already, right? The only one out of the Democrat Party that makes more sense than the rest of the stupid Dems, which is what's his name? John Fetterman, right? He makes more sense than all of their stupid party over there. You got stupid AOC. You know what I'm saying? Low IQ Maxine Wookie West Waters. Glad we don't have to deal with that Ratchet Crockett no more, right? And Al Green, got them out of there because that's what I'm saying. Then we got this other guy over here, Sri Tandadar, that looked like a bad Saturday Night Live skit. Man, it's just pitiful. They party looks pitiful. They got a lot of explaining to do, ripping off the American people from the taxes and all the rest of this stuff. Obama got a lot of explaining to do. Look at Iran. Look what's going on over there, and everything. All that is his fault, and they got him. They got him right. They got him red-handed. That's what I say. Eventually, you will see those silver bracelets on him, the Clintons, and all the rest of them. You name it, right? We're talking about Russiagate, Spygate, Pizzagate, any other type of gate, Bill Gates. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Trying to segue that in there. But I'm just saying, this is exactly what it is. He looking like a hot mess, man. You know what I'm saying? This guy can't even really get any more lecture speeches no more. Nobody don't want to touch Bill Gates. And all the evidence is steady coming out even more and more and more about these people that been on that island. It's not looking good, ladies and gentlemen, not looking good at all. So the way that Trump has them all boxed in and got them looking very, very embarrassed right now, because here's a man that took action cleaning up these cities across the United States. You know, they love you. I mean, I love saying it too. Crime has been dropped. What's it, between 20 and 30%? In the past, it hasn't been this low since 125 years. So what was the Democrats doing? Why can they drop the the crime rate? We already know because those are their foot soldiers. These are the constituents. Just like they allowed all these illegals to come in here too, ladies and gentlemen. That's another thing, right? This all happened under their watch. And I'm not going to let them get away with it. They can come in here, blame Trump if they want to. Not that I heard it before, because Democrat promise, make a promise, get into the White House, don't do anything, and then blame it on the previous administration. Blame it on Trump. He's our scapegoat on everything because they still think a lot of people in this country is dumb and stupid, but they're really not because they're seeing Trump's policies. Trump been transparent from day one. The Dems have not. They haven't been transparent. That's why when I look at them, it's all about lip service. And I'll be looking at their policies. Even when Kamala was running, they could not show you an effective policy. Ever since she was the vice president, and she's a DEI at best, she never competed for her position. It was given to her by Joe Biden. Everybody know that. When she ran for president, she got eliminated in the first round. When they eliminate you in the primary, Tulsi Gabbard handed it to her. They got nothing but losers on the left. These are losers, man. Old washed up, that's just, they don't have anything no more. No power no more. They are losers, ladies and gentlemen. Losers, losers, and losers. More losers, right? Every time they try to do something, Trump checkmate them. They don't have too many moves to go and nowhere to move anymore. If you ever played chess, it's check. We call it checkmate, meaning that you can't go forwards, backwards, left, right, or in an angle. You cannot. This is not checkers. This is chess. They don't have any. There's no way they can go and move. I'm just saying. I'm over here been showing you guys. Look at this. Look at it. Gretchen Whitmer, right? This is a disgrace to far as a governor, right? Of what she did to allow this right here. This is right up under her nose with a judge. You don't think she knew about this? How about this? You don't think she knew about this either? How about this one? Let's go and pull this up. Hold on for a minute. Let's go and pull this one up. How about this? You don't think Gretchen Whitmer knew about this either? I'm just saying, what about this one? This is a judge, man. It's like, are you serious, man? This is an actual judge. She was appointed, this African woman. As I said earlier, at least with this African woman, she admitted that she pled guilty, right? She got her hand caught in the cookie jar, like all of them. Then they're trying to play us like we dumb and stupid. We must demand more for these old low-down ass politicians and these other people that they appoint and put in a position, right? And then look what's happening. The mantra of the Democrat Party, tell and promise anything to their voter base. Once they're in a position, never deliver and blame it on someone else. Like they've been blaming all this time on Trump. And they make themselves look more dumb and stupid because people already know the majority of the people in this country have already been red pilled. We know that the government shutdown has to do with the Democrats. It has nothing to do with Trump. It's about the Democrats. While you have the slow TSA lines, you may as well thank the left for that and all the rest of it, though. You know, I work at the airport, so I know. But the people they should really be mad is your party. Your party started it. You are the ones. The only reason that we are in the position we are in right now because of the Democrats. They are the deep state, right? And they work in concert. Who is the sock puppet? Who got their you know what up there behind? It's who, right? The globalists. All they are is sock puppets at this point because they don't offer anything, you know? And then for anybody that blindly follow the left, they are the bigger fools, right? But that's a small minority group. They will never win another election. How now that the people of America have found out what they've been doing, even all the way down to the damn crime and all this other kind of stuff. We finding the truth on that, boy. So here it is, though. I'm gonna show you guys something else. Let me go ahead and remove this. I'm gonna remove that, and let's go ahead and remove that, and I'm gonna keep Gretchen Hitler up there too. Let me go ahead on, and do that, and then let me see, and go ahead and remove that off the studio because I'm gonna share something else too. I said I was gonna do it, and I appreciate you guys coming in the chat. If it looked like the format is a little different, there's a explanation for that and things, but not to worry. I will be back on my main format. But let me go ahead and show you guys. Hold on for a minute. I appreciate you guys coming in the room. Yeah, you know how I do. Anybody that follow me, I got to say once again, this man right here, right? Much of what is wrong in America was caused by this man right here. It's the truth. And we all know who this man is, right? You like the new format, Slick Nick? Well, this is my backup until I get my other one. But I appreciate it, though. Yeah, if you like this one, I could keep it, though. You guys let me know. And welcome back, Slick Nick. I remember you before. Yep. Welcome back, Slick Nick. Yeah, much wrong in the world is due to this man right here. We're talking about this man right here. This is the problem with America and the problem with Iran. You're hearing Marco Rubio talking about it more and more about this man right here, right? Now, he's not doing this single-handedly, but the Muslim Brotherhood, how they conspired to take over America. This is why, if you notice, in a lot of your cities, you have a lot of Muslims over there building mosques and stuff, Sharia law. Even Obama said it. You got to get used to we're not a Christian nation no more. We're gonna be a Muslim nation now. Got to get used to it. So many words. He kind of sort of said that. But this guy right here, state-funded terrorists, weaponized Iran. We're talking about boatloads of cash on a Boeing jet, gutted it out and filled that sucker up with cash and flew that over there in Iran. Why? I mean, Iran is not a country. How can a country like Iran get so powerful in 47 years? Well, we have a lot of corruption, ladies and gentlemen, in America, right, that have done this, right? This is what it's about, because Iran is the watchdog of the Middle East, right? They threaten their Middle Eastern neighbors, Israel, and a lot of other things, though, too, right? There's no way in the world that a country can get that strong unless if they had help. And this is thanks to this man right here, right? Exactly. Slick Nick says Obama gave 1.7 billion in cash to Iran. You're absolutely right about that. He gave a lot of the money. Let me go and post that. A lot of money, ladies and gentlemen, due to this man right here, the fallen Messiah and the great deceiver. This man right here. This is who it is, Obama, the darling at one time. Man, in the black community, they've been going in on this guy. He ain't did one thing. This guy right here, actually, the money and the funding went to the LGBTQ. Now, again, I'm not talking about them. Everybody in their family gay. That ain't the issue. He weaponized these people, right? He weaponized the same-sex marriages and all that. They got all the incentives and stuff because of this man right here. He leapfrogged right over the black community. Talking about Obama. This man right here. This guy. The one that's supposed to be the savior of America. Talking about change, all right. It was change for the worse, not for the better. Right? This guy right here. Much of what is wrong in America was the cause by this man. Right? Right now, Trump got to deal with a war that's going to be pretty much done, because once they run out of drones and all the rest of this stuff, because we got way more ammunition. And that's another thing. This man right here defunded our military. This man said here that a lot of our enemies of Afghanistan. He was responsible for that as well, right? How long did that war go on? And not one of y'all said anything about it. Obama got a free pass, right? Just for that damn war. Talking about Afghanistan. What about the weaponry and equipment, military grade equipment left over there, right? They ain't say not one thing, Slick Nick. We got Black Guy 9 in the house. How you doing, Black Guy 9? Black people can't tell you one policy he passed to uplift the south side of Chicago. Not one. They said that this guy, no, Jesse Jackson and this man didn't like each other. They didn't like each other. They said that he was from Chicago. Obama wasn't from Chicago. They sent him to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Right? My brother. Oh, yeah, I got you, man. What's up now? How you doing, man? Yeah. I appreciate you in the room and everything, man. Let me see here. He says, my brother. Yeah, my brother. Let me give y'all a proper greeting. Welcome into the chat. We got here John. He says, straight up facts. Glad to hear it. Hey, man, you know, I'm always going to kick the facts, especially about the people, the enemies of America. And this guy right here. He's also is responsible for trying to oust a sitting president, and that was Trump back in 2016. That's what the whole Russiagate was about. And all the evidence is so much. Why you think he's got a lawyer up now? Because when this thing hit the grand jury, them silver bracelets, I'm just saying, he's the problem. And many others, Rice, Clapper, Comey, all of them that was involved with that stuff, you know, because of this man. Even though their girl Hillary lost, she about to have a nervous breakdown. And thank God that we got somebody in leadership that's actually cares about America and then carrying out, right? And turning us around and getting us back on track, going after our enemies for real. America military have always been strong, but we have been lied to because of this man right here. He weaponized in the state-funded terrorists. This man right here, the Muslim Brotherhood, this man right here. Let's go on and talk about it, right? This dude, right? Why do you think we got so many Muslims in this country and mosque and all this other stuff? Do you know that, 70 some odd people that they tried to elect into Congress? 40 some odd percent of them are in there. We're talking about taking over America and changing it from a Judeo-Christian nation over to a Muslim country. Because we got to look at it like this. Muslims don't go from, if you're in a Muslim country, you go other places to conquer. You don't go over there just to say, well, you go to conquer. And that's what they've been trying to do. But it has not worked. It's failed right now, right? And this is why there are a lot of what we had over 2 million being deported out of here, something like that. Look at this stuff, right? This is exactly what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the obvious here, right? And these people, right? And who he set up. We're talking about Obama. Look at Iran, right? Look what's going on. It weaponized the Ayatollahs. His son, he on borrowed time. Trump is not going to negotiate at this point. You're either going to submit and get yourself out of there. He said something really, really bad is going to happen. And we all know what's going to really happen. We got enough weaponry. Anybody they put in there ain't going to last long. We're saying enough with the 47-year thing with Iran. This is what Obama could have been doing, but he did not. He's what I call a smooth silk, snake oil salesman. A wolf in sheep's clothing, pretending to be for the American people, but he's been against the American people the whole time. And we're seeing more of this now, ladies and gentlemen. We're seeing more of it, more so than ever before. All right, let me see. Let me read the. Oh yeah, glad to have you back, boy. Oh yeah, got my mods, boy. Look at that here. It's good to see you, boy. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and put this up over here. All right. Yep, we have here. Hold on for a minute. Where my glass? I'm gonna have to get my glasses on. I was doing so good. I knew I was forgetting something. I'm so okay. There we go. That's better, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, Donna. We got Donna in the house. Hey, baby. How are you doing? I'm doing good, baby. How are you? How are you doing? Boy, we got Donna in the house. I'm gonna give Donna. That's for the ladies, of course. Yeah, the ladies, y'all get that. Nice the little thing there. The ladies love that though too. Black Guy 9 says put sanctions on Kenya, president, right? Because he lacks. Oh, he lacked or locked up oh yeah, he did too. He locked up homosexuals. Obama is the guy, the gay savior. Yeah, I'm gonna post that. He did way more for the gays than he did for the blacks. We have a bigger population than they do, 13 point something percent. He just leapfrog right over us, man. God help us. If you God help. Let me see it. HM Hug says, God help us, right? We turned into the UK with a Muslim takeover. Man, where you at though? Where are you at? HM Hug. Where are you at? What country? Because yeah, man, UK is real. UK is falling, man. I said this, man. It's been taken over by the Muslims, man. And then they setting up all these type of laws and stuff, and censorship and all this other stuff. Man, it has fallen, man. Ooh, man. I feel so. You're in America. Yeah, we haven't. I mean, yeah, we haven't fallen yet. We still got our guns. We're still a Judeo-Christian society because there's still more of us than it is them. So we haven't. They got like cities, like certain cities occupied. They don't have the whole country. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad to see that the people are waking up. Let me see here. Let me see. Craftsman says, "Oh my God." Okay. Oh my God. Not Obama. Yeah, not Obama. Boy, look at that. Boy, yeah, Donna says clapping. Oh yeah, I'm getting my thing. There y'all go. For the DMs in the house. Good to see you again, Donna. I'm fantastic. I'm glad that you are fantastic, Donna. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know I started a little late. So I'm gonna get out here and do a live stream a little earlier, and things, but you always all are welcome. Thank y'all for coming in here. And every opportunity I like to get, I got to this is one of them. I got a few others too. I'm going to share with you, but we might as well start with the ringleader. You know what I'm saying? The one that they do not want to accept or acknowledge. Once again, the Dems, what do? They deliver with a promise and not deliver nothing at all and blame other people. That's all. All you got to do. We ain't got to go into policies with them. It's just that. That's their whole argument, right? We did this, which it wasn't true, right? We fixed the economy. We had low interest rate. None of that was true, right? And then we know that they didn't do anything. And then guess what? The next move is, well, Trump. Well, this is what Trump did. What about Trump? Trump. I hate Trump. F Trump. Your orange man Trump. So it's the only thing they got going, right? Craftsman says, and I'm not just talking about him. I'm talking about the Republican, and I think Bush was terrible too. Oh yeah. And you know what? I used to talk about the Bushes a lot anyway, because those are rhinos. You got Jeb Bush, rhino, Mitch McConnell, rhino. What's the other one there too? Thune and all them rhinos, man. These are rhinos, Republican in name only. All they are is progressive liberals. That's why it's a uniparty, and I'm gonna start seeing that more. The old Republican Party, I'm talking about the time with the Bushes and all them that was in there, right? And things, because we only had like two. I know with Nixon, if you want to say three, we had mostly more Democrats in power It don't matter because it's all the uniparty. That's why we didn't never see Ish on either side. I didn't vote for a long time for that reason because I knew we were being played. We were being played, man. You know what I'm saying? For real. Okay. Let's see. Craftsman says Trump is the first good president. Let me go and post that. All right, there it is. Trump is the first good president we've had since Reagan, greatest president, right? We've had since Lincoln. I have to agree with you, man. 100%. I can see Trump's face on Mount Rushmore because he deserved to be up there. This is a guy that took on the establishment, which is the deep state. He took them on and he has beaten them with the game that they set up. Trump is all he's been doing is running the same thing that the Dems have set up, but he's been doing it in reverse. He's been dismantling this, taking that away, defunding this over here, blocking that. So all of Obama's policies have been removed, right? This is why he's panicked out like, you know what? Trump have taken down systematically of what Obama have set up and what the Clintons and all that. Trump has been unwinding the back. He's been rolling that boy on down, though. And once again, the Dems don't have a defense for it at all. The only thing they can blame is Trump and throw insults. That's all they got. But they don't have anything, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it's easy to defeat them in their own BS, right? It really is, right? Let me see. Let me go get caught up here. Let me see here. We got Howard in the house. What's going on, Howard, man? I ain't seen Howard in a while, man. Nice to see you, Howard. Let me see here. We got Craftsman that says the Democrats are criminals, right? Republicans got a few too. Yeah, I mean, ones that are rhinos. Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? That was a big disappointment. Like I said, Mitch McConnell, he's always been a liberal, progressive liberal. Nothing conservative about these people. The guy out of Kentucky, right? And the list goes on the right too. These are what we call, once again, rhinos, Republican in name only, playing cosplay, right? Democrats have been in power longer, and look at their policies. Just like we talked about the cities earlier, right? Because I was showing, I already went over the script. I already went over that already, right? But if I have to go over it again, because once again, these people, right, are the problem. You know what I'm saying? They are the problem, and Trump has the solution. It's obviously working, right? It's obviously working. Because like I said before, messed up here. Hold on for a minute. Because like I said before, Trump has rolled back and removed all of Obama's policies and things that he set up, right? This is exactly correct and true. So we're talking about the 10 cities: Memphis, St. Louis, Detroit, Baltimore, Oakland, Little Rock, Arkansas, New Orleans, right? Cleveland, Houston, and Kansas. These are the cities, right? And this is according to the FBI data back in 2023. I went over this earlier, but I'm just kind of doing a real quick synopsis on this real quick. But that's what it is. And every last one of them, those 10 cities, once again, are Democrats. The Democrats have a horrible history when it comes down to fighting crime. They don't fight crime. They just throw out empty promises. And they can't deliver, and then they got to blame it on somebody else. They always blame it on the Republicans, right? But name the city, right? Sorry about that. If we name the city, right? There's no Republican mayors back in 2020. They were all Democrat. Every last one of them. Here it is, right? I'm just saying. We're just talking about really basic logic stuff, right? That's exactly what it is. This is what we've been dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. We've been dealing with lies and deception coming from the left. And when I say the uniparty, I'm talking about the rhinos and the Dems, right? I'm going to start clarifying that more. I'm not going to let the rhinos get away. You know what I'm saying? Mitch McConnell, the oldest as dirt. Never been a fan of these dudes, right? Because they don't do nothing. Right now, they're blocking. They don't even want the American Save Act to be passed. And these are rhinos. they're trapped right now because they're gonna have to do one or other. They're gonna have to pass that thing, or because they know the reason why they know the real reason why the rhinos are not going to pass that bill, because they know if they do, what's going to end up happening? They're going to get primary. That's why. That's the real reason. Plus, they don't care about America anyway. Just like a lot of the DMs in power, they don't care about America. Obama never did. That's why we got all these Muslims and terrorists and every sleeper cell, because of this man right here. Sleeper cells and all the rest of them. This man right here, their savior, Obama, right? The fallen Messiah and the great arch deceiver. This man right here. He got a lot to pay for, man, right? Let me see here. This is interesting. I have here Christy. Yeah, Christy says, Obama was a great president. No comparison to the current moron. May I ask you guys this? Do you guys agree with what Christy had to say? She said that Obama was a great president. No, she said no comparison, right? Because she loves the smooth talking. What I like to say to all my fellow constituents, hello, Chicago. She likes that smooth, butter smooth. Oh, yeah, we had the first black president. Oh, man, Obama can't do no wrong. He loved America. Yes, we can. For change. She liked that. Can't name any of his policies that work for America. I bet you that. Chrissy, I'd be very surprised if you could. We got Terry Williams. He always come in this room every day and stop playing, man. Oh, you Obama lover too, Terry? Name his policies, right? The only policy that I like with Obama, right, was the deportation for the illegal aliens, right? And it's amazing when he was doing that, none of y'all had smoke for Obama. You had smoke for Trump, but you didn't have smoke for Obama. Obama weaponized the LGBTQ community, same-sex marriages and all that. He leapfrogged over the black community, Terry Williams. Don't you know this? You didn't get ish from that bill. You didn't get nothing, right? What did you get? Oh, you just like him because he don't have to give me nothing. I just want to see a black man in power. How many times I get tired of hearing that? I just want to see a black man in president. He just look good. Him and Michael Michelle Obama, they just look good together, Hillary, right? Michelle, Sasha, Malia. He likes that voice. He likes that, Give him nothing. And that's what people like Terry Williams like, and Christie. They like somebody like that, right? Boy, I tell you, man. And then Robin says, the worst in history. It says here, you are delusional. But you notice they don't have no smoke. They just put out stuff like that. They don't know his policies. They won't look his policies up. They don't know that this man had a lot to do with Iran and all the rest of them, the Muslim Brotherhood, the terrorist cells, and the state-funded terrorists. They don't want to believe it, but it's actually factually true. I know it's hard to accept these things coming out the mouth of a black man. I get it. But could the black man sometimes be right? In this case, I believe I am definitely right, right? Is that what it is? Because it's coming out of the mouth of a black man with no education when it come down to any type of credentials and anything. Shit, if a parrot can even utter the words and say, Obama ain't shit. I mean, even with the parrot, you better listen to him. Shit, even the parrot, he just gonna parrot it. But they said, man, we owners or something, right? And that's exactly what it is. Let me see here. Robert said the worst in history, delusional. Stop playing. How many times you gonna keep saying stop playing, Terry? You ain't got nothing else? Howard, how you doing, man? Once again, you are free to leave, Cam. That's what he said. There are 1,000 other channels. That's what he's giving you guys a warning. There are a lot of channels up there. I'm gonna get caught up. Black Guy 9 says, someone please send Maxine Wicked West Waters. I got to put the Wicked West in there, right? Home. She is 86 years old, running for re-election. So sad. Yeah, because she's in debt. Because it done rips. Now that the USAID is shut down, she got that $4.3 million home, gated community, while her district is in slums over there in South Central. Make it make sense, Maxine. Make it make sense. You living high off the hog. You in a wrought iron gated community, security and all the rest of the stuff. It's going to take some money to be able to keep up with that lifestyle, you know? So now she got to run again. Whether she was going to run or not, though, you know, but here it is. And I believe that we're going to get him out of there, though, because she serves no purpose. She actually also is part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no more we defeated DEI. She was a DEI then and a DEI now. What did she do? What policies she push? What things she have done other than run her mouth? It's time to sit down. You're too old, right? You don't do anything. In fact, you also have hurt your party, which I'm happy about you hurting your party. But we see you for what you really are. You're nothing, right? You're nothing. You've just been ripping the people off, taxpayer money. And she ain't the only one. There's a whole list of them, right? So she serves nothing. Low IQ at best. It is what it is, right? Right? You know, they don't like that. Yeah, which I don't care, but it is. Howard said, let me see, I read that. Okay, right, read that. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what they're going to post that, man. One Up says they're all traitors, brother. What I was just going to point out to you is that the traitors are the uniparty, rhino Republicans, Republican in name only, and the Democrats. They were never about this country. First time ever we seeing deportation with these illegal aliens. Bro, the reason, look at where they put them when they bring them over here. They catch and release them, and they send them into the black communities. Don't you find that to be strange? The liberals didn't put them in their communities. No, they put them in the black communities, right? These black, brown communities, that's where they put them at. Now your schools are overcrowded, right? The funding goes to them. Got to learn Spanish. They get the special treatment, right? Putting them up in the housing and all the rest of the stuff. Come on, bro. Come on, guys. Black folks, you guys got to start waking up. They don't pay no taxes. And we're talking about the illegal aliens, ladies and gentlemen. They don't pay no taxes here, right? They send their money back home. They have, look at it. They have built up because of the low-down ass uniparty, right? They've been pushing this stuff because these are their future constituents, right? These are their future voter bloc, which are the illegals. That's why they don't want the American Save Act to be passed, because that would be the end of them. Even though the voter rolls are being cleaned up anyway, they don't even want to cooperate with that. They've been pushing back even on the voter rolls. We went over this already. These are reasons. They don't give a damn about the black community. And for some of you guys that's rah-rahing about this man right here, you should be horsewhipped. This man, name a policy where it helped out the black community. Crime was still high. I went over the 10 major cities. It never changed until Trump got in there. And now we're starting to see crime drop between 20 and 30%. It hasn't been that low since 125 years. The Dems been in power longer. You don't call your party out. They got you brainwashed over here. It's just ridiculous. You don't never call your party out. Your party can never do no wrong. Your phony leader can never do no wrong, but he did a lot of wrong. He did a lot of dirt, a lot of treason, a lot of espionage, right? This is stuff, I'm not making this stuff about this man, but I know what he's been doing with the bullshit policies and how he was an enemy against America and the Muslim Brotherhood. You cannot deny this. They're talking about the Muslim Brotherhood more so now, right? Not making this stuff up. This ain't about convincing some of you. Some of you guys are on that black code stuff. It's like I always said, the black community is pretty much cultish still to this day. You got to be brave to step out the cult and start looking at the truth, right? And this is exactly what it is. She said, buy bootlicker, can't display. All right, you think that hurt me, sweetie pie? Robin, that don't hurt me. You the bootlicker because you're rolling with a traitor. Michelle Obama is a traitor. We can go down the list. Chuck Schumer is a traitor. Timu Obama, which is you already know, Hakeem Jeffries is a traitor, right? Cory Booker is a traitor, right? We go down the list, right? Adam Pencil Neck Shifty Shift is a traitor. These are people that went against the will of the American people, right? They are not patriotic at all, right? Not one of them can defend what this man talking about what he did is right. They come in here and just call me names, but they can't defend it. That's why I love putting this man up. And the question I'm going to have, why did you vote for Obama? That's going to be the question. Why did you vote for Obama? I think I like the ring of that. Why did you guys vote for Obama? Right? Oh, man. That's the question. I should change the title, right? Because that makes sense. In fact, let me go ahead and change that right now. Hold on for a minute. You know how I do. Let me go ahead and do a quick edit. Why did you vote for Obama? That's the question. Why did you vote for Obama? Let's go ahead and post that up on there. Let's go on and show it. Show it. There it is right there. Why did you vote for Obama? Huh? That's the question right there. Why? We ain't going to, that's the question. Why did you vote for Obama? Let me go ahead and post some of this stuff up over here too. Should be showing my comments, but I don't see the button there for that, but that's all right. The show must go on. The show must go on. All right, let me see here. Hey, Terry, you know the thing about with you, Terry, and I've seen you in my chat before, and it's something about my voice or something about my good looks. That's why you keep coming back. You're more welcome to come back. You know what I'm saying? But I noticed you haven't said not one thing, Terry. You ain't said one thing. No policies about Obama. I've been hitting you with my left, with my right hook. I'm Mike Tyson in here, and you just Glass Joe, just being knocked around and knocked out, Terry. You don't have nothing for me. You may as well just go ahead on and stop now and give up now. Why don't you just go on and give up? Just admit that you've been defeated. Because if we were going to have a real, even if I dropped a link down here, you know what I'm saying? And I bet you ain't even have the balls to even get up here, let alone just get knocked down anyway. Because I don't want to hear you up here just rambling on like most of them do. You're either going to have some points, some talking points about his policies and how it benefited America. And I'm going to counter it with the deception and lies and traitor policies that he did against America. You don't have to believe me, but I dare you and double dare you to research this on your own. You know you ain't going to do it with your Trump derangement syndrome. Ain't one thing I don't like about a liberal man, a bunch of soy boy. Boy, I tell you, man, a bunch of soy, man. Get that soy out of that guy. Soy boy. All right, let's go ahead on and move past him, man. He ain't even worth it, man. He been in my live before, man. He just don't never have anything positive to say. He won't even research nothing. A lot of them are brain dead, man. Right. Let me see here. One Up says they're all criminals. 98% of our Democrats and Republicans got put the rhino on there, right? Right? Are bought and paid for, right? Most politicians are bought and paid for. But now that we have Trump at the helm, MAGA Republicans are different from rhino Republicans. Right now, we're not in a democratic constitution anymore. We're in a republic. A constitutional republic is what we are. Thanks to Trump, right? This is exactly what's going on. One Up says, they're all Israel puppets. You know, I know you try to spell Israel. I got you, though. I understand how you may feel that, you know. Howard says, hey, black guy. Oh, yeah, he's shouting out to you, Howard. Yeah, I'm trying to get caught up here. Mr. Vegas says, I just got my first MAGA hat. Congratulations. I went to Vegas at the Trump store in the Trump International. Man, congratulations to you, Mr. Vega, man. Got your first. I remember when I bought my first Trump hat, Boy, I tell you, I'm just getting washed right now. But yeah, Vega, that's congratulations to you, man. Your first Trump hat. This is America first. America first. And this is exactly what it is. And I'm unapologetic about it. And I still will not apologize. For what? When we winning, we're kicking the DMs, keister all over the place. They ain't got nothing for me. They're little henchmen and foot soldiers try to come in here. They ain't got nothing. Mr. Vegas says, okay, read that already. One Up says, let me see here. They're all they all in on it, brother. The two-party system is to keep us divided and weak. Now, there's some validity with that. There's some agreement. I will agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But it's always been a two-party system. We even had an independent. It ain't no point in voting for an independent. Your vote automatically goes over to the Dems. I mean, what's the point of that? We have to make a stand. And then trying to start another party, why not? Trump did it smart. Instead of starting another party, he went in and cleaned up the Republican low-down rhinos. And I would have done the same thing. You know the cost and everything trying to get that type of support for another party won't happen here. You'll be shut down. But I hear what you're saying, though. I hear what you're saying. Mr. Vegas says, not at all. Abe Lincoln. Yep. Abraham Lincoln, Well, he's going to be, Trump is going to be up on that Mount Rushmore. He's going to have his face up there, man. He have done so much for this country, man. The greatest president we had in our lifetime, man. He had done so much, man. Waking the people up. He had a mission, man. He's been doing successfully well. This is the reason why over 77 million of us voted for Trump. Kamala didn't have a chance, and they were trying to cheat to get her in there. But as Trump said, it was too big to rig. Don't think that they didn't try to cheat. They tried, but they were denied. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Mr. Vegas says, all these Dems forgot he's a Republican. Yeah, because when Trump was an actual Democrat, right, helped Jesse Jackson on his campaign thing and everything, him and Jesse was best friends. They was very, very good friends, man. He liked Jesse. Jesse liked him. Did y'all know Jesse didn't like Obama, man? They didn't get along, man. And that was a disgrace that Jesse Jackson Jr. Boy, he was outrageously angry, and I would have been too. He told him not to politicize the funeral. It wasn't about that. This was about the remembrance of Jesse Jackson and his tribute to his work, And like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of him, but one thing about it is he passed on, and he does deserve some recognition. We're talking about the Color Coalition and all that stuff, Operation Push and all this other stuff. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Jesse Jackson Jr. told them all, do not politicize my father's funeral. What did they do? Politicize it. They talked about Trump. They even Obama got up there. What is Kamala? Gamala? What did she say? I told you so. They thought that she was saying something so profound. I mean, just an idiot, a moron, a nincompoop, man. Look at, man, are you serious, man? No. That's why she didn't get in there. Everybody knew she was dumb. I mean, retarded anyway. Let's go ahead and go down the list here. One Up says, only terrorists in the Middle East. It's Israel. Yeah, I get it. But here's the thing about it. I'm going to say this, though, man. The Israel stuff, they're there. They got the strongest lobbyists in the world. And I hear what you're trying to say. But talking about it, they've been around since 1948. You know the history, right? So I hear this stuff all the time. You can't fix that. Can't do anything about that. What we can do is that they are, thank God that they are an ally to us, right? Because they are helping us and also with the defeat of Iran. So, like it is, I would much be dealing with them than China, North Korea, or Russia. And it's going to keep it real, right? Very much so. I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I mean, let's go down the list here. Mr. Vegas says all the. I've read that one already. Travis Nicole says, "Wonder why." Are you talking about Obama? You talking about Obama? Did you wonder why? I gotta get caught up, don't I, man? I mean, get moved for a little faster. Barack a. Okay, let me see here. Let me just get one. Oh yeah. One up says only terrorists in the Middle East. It's here's I read that. Travis Nichols says Barack a homosexual. Mike Robinson. I get where you're going with that, though. You know, I definitely do. You know, because we all know. I mean, that's why we call him the first gay president. Because he did more for LGBTQ, Big Mike in the house, and all the rest of that stuff. Oh man. Black Guy 9 says Black Democrats are a big business. Our communities in America, exactly, especially with crime. They'll never fix crime. Crime is not on their agenda to fix. It's to be exploited, right? This is what they do. They exploit us. We are underserved, right? Dilapidated neighborhoods, right? And disenfranchised, all coming from the left. Straight like that, right? The biggest supporters of the Democrat Party are blacks. At least they used to be. Now they're waking up, seeing more black channels now. What's the one popping culture out of Maryland, and you got Flipping Red with Danny C and Jessica. You got that other group. What do they call it? The Religious Perspective, something like that. And those are all black channels. They're not riding with this stuff. And there's many more of them. They're not riding with this stuff. A black conservative perspective, Doc Rich and all of them. I mean, you know, it's many of them out here. DeVoy, many of these guys, and I'm naming, you guys watch them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all saying the same thing, right? I just like to get a little bit more personal than they do, right? So here it is. So let's go down the thing about it right here. I'm trying to get caught up here. One up says, and they ain't even Christian. They make more fun of Christians and split them up. You're absolutely right. Now, this, I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I hear what you're trying to say. You know, all comments are welcome, you know, to a point, right? And things like that. But yeah, we got some major issues over here with the Uniparty. They are the ones that have tried to take over America, right? These are the ones that do not stand with the Constitution and so forth, man. I mean, like it is, this is exactly what it is. Let's go down the list here. I'm trying to get a little faster here. Let me see here. Veterans against Trump and MAGA. No, there's a lot of veterans are for Trump. Trump is the one that gave him that 14, was it 107? It was a $1,776. They're the ones. They were the ones. Hold on for a minute. Hold on for one moment. Is it still running? All right, there we go. Stop that. All right, there we go. Stop that. So yeah, so like I said before, y'all remember last year when the veterans they got paid 17 was at $1,776. That went all to the vets. Obama never done that, right? Obama didn't do it. Biden didn't do it. Trump did it, right? So yeah, all veterans are not against Trump. Some are, but not all, right? One up says, go on, everyone, look it up. What rabbis say about Christians? Let me see here. CJ, I'm calling you CJ. Obama imported Somalians while the deported illegals, right? Now we have Dearborn thanks to Obama, right? Don't vote like an imbecile, right? Hold on for a minute. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, like you said, don't vote like an imbecile. Vote for a person and what they have to offer citizens. You're absolutely correct, CJ. because I'm over here in Detroit too, and he's absolutely right. If you guys would be surprised, the Arab community in Dearborn is 55% population facts. They got more mosque over here and temples and all that. I mean, masjids or whatever, right? I'm trying to do the Sharia law thing. And some of them could be practicing illegal anyway. We got ICE over here too. You know what I'm saying? We had the terrorist plot that was foiled that they tried to pull off and stuff. And all because of this man right here, Barack Obama. Some of you guys look at him as a savior. You refuse because, there are people in this country because they are in love with his mannerism and ignore his policies. And this is why we call it, what is it? There's a term for it, right? And we talk about the cult of personality. And many of you are in this Obama cult, and you are in love with the personality of Obama. Never met him. I never met him. But you are drunk off the personality of Obama. The cult of personality. It's this man right here. He done a lot of wrong to America. And you guys on the that rah-rah for this man, you can't even defend what we're saying with the Muslim Brotherhood and Iran and all this other stuff. Marco's studies calling it out. You think he lying? He got greater intel. Where do you think I'm getting this stuff from? They got the intel. I don't need the intel. They got the intel, right? Look at this. This is terrible. What the? Let me see here. One up says they even laugh when out veterans die for the war. What? Yeah, I remember that too. Even with the Vietnam War and all that, spitting in the veterans' face, cussing them out and stuff like that. Our veterans should be loved, should be protected. And they should have had their benefits, right? They had to fight for it many years later, man. Agent Orange and all that stuff that they did. They were dying for rubber trees over there in the jungles of Vietnam, right? That's what people really don't know about that unjust war. It was about corporate greed and those rubber trees. It's going to tell in things like that. It's exactly what it is. Let me see here. One of them says they even like, okay, I read that. Travis says, okay, Wicked Witch of the West. Well, that'd be Maxine Waters. Everybody should know that one. Who is the Wicked Witch of the West? Trying to say that tongue twister. Oh, yeah, by the way, that's Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters, ladies and gentlemen. That's who the Wicked Witch of the West is. Slick Nick says, no one can name one actual thing that Obama ever did for black people. Not one, because there isn't any. Well, I know what he did against black people, but not for black people. But they are drunk off the cult of personality with Obama. That's what that's all about. The cult of personality. The question still stands. Why did you guys vote for Obama? That's the question. He didn't produce he gave empty promises, not promises. Because if he gave a promise, you should know his policies. He sold you out. He lied to you. And then what did he do? Like many Democrats, Uniparty included, they just blame the Republicans and blame Trump. In this case, Trump is it's always Trump's fault. It's always Trump's fault. It's always going to be Trump's fault. That's not a debate. You got to be able to have something solid. You don't. You've been trying to run this Epstein down. Good luck with that one. That's dead end. But we know who was on that island, right? Whoopi's name coming up, Joy Bayard and all that. There's a lot of explaining to do. You know what I'm saying? Boy, Since when did The View become so political, right? The only one on that show that makes sense was Elizabeth. She used to be on the show years ago, right? She was over there handcuffed in them, man, kicking they behind like most MAGA Republicans do, kick they butt, right? And then Sonny Halston changed the subject and brought up Nicole Good. She brought her up and brought up the other dude, Alex Petty. She brought them up because that was a deflection. because she could not battle Elizabeth on the topics that she was bringing up and facts about what Trump have done, even in Iran, even over there in Venezuela, right? They didn't have a defense for it. So what do? Democrats love to pivot, deflect. They always bringing up something else. And that's what they did. What about Renee Good? What about her? Well, what about her? I said, no, you're not going to pivot. We're going to go back to that, what we've been talking about. And that's what they try to do. It's not working, Dems. You got to come harder than that. You can't pivot off of this, though, right? Because you're boxed in. Your policies, you don't know them because there isn't any. Oh, man. Their policies, all right, is policies designed to go against America, enriching, right, the illegals coming in this country, even crying for these gang members, Trinidad Lagra, right, MS-13, cried for that one guy to be brought back over here, talking about he was a man from Maryland and all this other nonsense. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Right? This is the insane in the brain, insane to the membrane, you know, right? No Cypress here, I'm just saying. Slick Nick says no one can name one actual thing that Obama, right, that Obama did for black people. He's right. Not one. Not one, let alone the country, right? Claude says, Travis, I guess you were in the bathroom or the bedroom with Barack. This, okay, he says down here, is that how you know he is a homosexual? Come on now. We know he is. I don't have a problem with him being a homosexual. I have a problem with him, I'm talking about Obama, of his policies that he had put into place that was treasonous. Remember, he went after a sitting president, right? We're supposed to sit up here and believe them that Trump was colluding with Russia when there's no evidence about it at all. Are you serious? Why does he have to lawyer up now? That's another question. Obama is the one that got to get the lawyers. We're talking about criminal lawyers. He's got to fight against the grand jury. It's still, I mean, right now, all the evidence is still compiling. The grand jury has it. Topsy went out here and was explaining what actually happened. Him and his minions trying to oust the sitting president. This is something that this ain't cool. This, you guys don't realize it's in our Constitution. The majority of the people voted for the President Trump, whether you like it or not. This is constitutional stuff. You can't decide to say, I don't like a person because his personality. The way that you do it, you vote that person out. You don't go out there and set up a coup. A coup for who? A coup for who? Well, that kind of rhymes. Oh, man, just made it fun. A coup for who? Right? I mean, I'm just saying, though, right? Who did they set the coup up for? It was against Trump. Because they didn't like Trump. What was the reason they liked Trump? They kept saying, well, he got a bad attitude. He's a racist. He's this and that. None of that was proven. Y'all just regurgitating stuff on the left of what you have heard. You have not made one type of claim about Trump that was true. It's mighty funny that Jesse Jackson still didn't denounce Trump and many others, right? But you want to sit up in here and you want to try to tell me that this man is a racist and this man is that. No, they did not like the outcome. You do not plot against a sitting president because it's considered, and actually not considered, but it's treason. That's what it is. Straight treason. This is why this man is under fire right now. You don't do that, right? We got an election. We have a process. It's called impeachment. They were so mad they tried to impeach him. Couldn't do it. So, well, what are we going to do? We're going to go and oust him. That ain't how you do that. There's a process. And the Democrats, especially the rhinos, both for the Uniparty, they don't respect the constitutional law of this land. This is the problem. And you guys rah-rahing and all this stuff, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You really should. You should be ashamed of yourselves. I would suggest you can go on Hillsdale College .edu. They are giving free classes over there on the Constitution, Bill of Rights, and all that stuff. Because I can see right now, we all need a refresher course on some of these things. Because the American people right now, the majority of them are ignorant to the Constitution, ignorant to this type of stuff. And the 27 amendments, ignorant, right? This is why it's easy for these liars that can get into, I mean, right now, the way it's always been set up, these people that's supposed to be representing America, they do not. They represent private interests, special interest groups, right? Talking about corporations and foreign allegiance in other countries, which is totally illegal. But they've been doing this. They have been in a position of power for a long, long time. Let's just keep it real, ladies and gentlemen, right? This is why we have the situation that we have right now. They've been in the seat of power for a very long time. And now that their power is being threatened, so they have to come up with a scheme to try to convince the people that Trump is the main problem and the issue. I mean, main problem, which he has not been the main problem. The people of the Unit Party has been the main problem. This is who we're up against. These are the people that we're fighting against, right? And we fought by voting. We voted against something different. He coined the phrase, make America great, America first. You never heard a president ever tell us America first, other than Ronald Reagan. So this is why we're in this situation now, ladies and gentlemen. That's not a way how you get a president out. And this is what this man is guilty of. Talking about Obama. Now, many of you been in my room before, been in my chat before. We're only talking the truth here. I would not be making this stuff up because I looked at his policies. Many of you are afraid to. You are drunk off the cult of personality with this man right here. The cult of personality. She looked that up. He ain't the only one. A lot of people are in love with their minister and other people. They can never do no wrong because he's a black man. Oh, he's trying to make it. He looks good up there. Yeah, all that is true. But if you look at his policies, I don't vote that way. Like to say to all my fellow constituents, hello, Chicago. I don't vote that way. Michelle, I don't, I got to give me more than that. What have you done for the black community? What have you done for America, let alone? Nothing. Nothing. At least we could say with Trump, something in the National Guards, right? Stop and getting these illegals out of here. That's why a lot of the foundational blacks right now, they like the fact there's somebody that's doing something about that because they was the left brought them over here, catch and release. May I remind you once again, in the black communities, brown communities, what did they do? Right? Leapfrog right over you guys, right? And they were getting the set-asides. They were getting the EBTs, right? They were the ones that being set up in these hotels and all that. The Democrats never set up the black community or the brown that was already here. They didn't set them up. Who set them up? Come on, my Latinos, man. I get my Latinos coming here too. Come on in here and back your brother up as well. I know the brothers in here, the sisters in here, that black, and as well as the rest of America back me up on this type of stuff, right? So all I'm saying is that if the Democrats were supposed to be so good, the Uniparty and all, why did they enrich these illegal immigrants into this country? We know why. And they're illegal aliens. I call them for their proper name. They should have never been over here. They've been over here. They take your jobs. They pay them less and box you right on out. So Trump didn't do that. There's people on the left under Joe Biden that did that. Harris, these are the people that did that. Because if she cared, what did she say? Oh, no, I never said I was going to do anything for black people. That's That's what Kamala Harris said. Y'all remember? 2024. Oh, no, I never said I was going to do anything for black people. She's telling the truth because she never had an intent to do anything for any of y'all, including myself. I knew she wasn't going to do anything. She did not want to make that claim. You know why? Because she'll be held to the flame. At least she was honest. Oh, no, I can't do anything for black people. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my goodness. You know, so that's what it is, though. You know, hold on for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all a lot of times y'all like to hear Kamala Harris and take a little break.
I want to talk to you.
They want to know now.
We're there.
After Brown brush. I mean,
I was waiting for you to say it.
loved it. You're like, how she was? I said, you in the quick. You may clap.
And your answer is part of the job.
So. Okay, she don't need that.
I'm sure.
Okay.
You're welcome. Pull out a Venn diagram.
I mean, it's just so comical. That's all I mean, just comedy hour. That's about it. Oh man, let me post this. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. Black Guy 9 says Kamala is the lot lizard of the West. Yeah, you ain't no argument against that though, Black Guy 9. Not at all. Because I mean, this is bull. This is BS, man. I mean, why are we dealing with this type of stuff, right? But that's what they do. The Dems have miseducated a lot of their constituent voter block. I'm okay with you promising something and not delivering. And we're going to blame it on Trump. Look at what they're doing in the room right now. They don't have nothing against protecting or trying to with this guy's policies, Obama right here. It's all about what? Blame it on Trump. What I'm going to do, I'm blaming facts with this man right here, right? This man, Afghanistan, right? Iran. Who weaponized Iran? Where all that boatload of cash on those, 707 Boeing jets that was gutted out and filled with a bunch of cash to send to Iran? This man right here, right? State-funded terrorists. This man right here, the Muslim Brotherhood. This man right here, right? What else would we say, right? Going on about it, right? Treason. This man right here. Why he got to get defense attorney, criminal defense attorneys, right? When we're talking about the grand jury, this man right here has to. He has a lot. Russia. This man right here, right? And the list goes on and on and on, right? That's exactly what it is. They have no defense. It's like I don't mind them in here, but they don't have anything. Because again, the Democrats promise what? Empty promises. That's the first thing. They'll promise something and then they don't deliver and then they blame it on somebody. If it was going to be Trump, it'd be somebody else. They're going to always blame it. And this is how, in other words, they look at their voter base as idiots, morons, nincompoops, buffoons. This is why nothing gets done in the black community as well. They happy just seeing a black face in there. That's it. Got to be more than that. I don't want to just see a black face. I want something done. Policies. We got crime, violence. I've been talking about this earlier, right? Nothing gets done. But we okay with the black face. Oh, yeah. What's wrong one? That's the wrong soundbite. Hold on for a minute. We want to get some stuff done, right? We need policies. You know, we got all this crime and violence and stuff in these inner cities. What do? Nothing. Empty promises. Right now, with Trump, telling you, go look it up. They've been over here cooking those criminal bookmen, DOJ, FBI, right? The lowest reported in America 125 years. Well, you know the Dems are looking real bad. They don't have a defense. Now that the truth is coming out, it's bubbling over. They can't even hide it no more. The people have woken up. What they're saying is, damn, the Democrats, they've been doing this for a long time. They've been over here extracting money. So what they've been doing with all that money? If the funds and all this was supposed to be given to stop crime and all this stuff, where did the money have gone? That's what we want to know. Where did it go? Same thing like California, Arizona, Colorado, Minnesota, and all the rest of them, Oregon, and all the rest of them. Corrupt from the flow up. Make me want to throw up. And it's absolutely correct. They promise, once again, they promise something. Yeah, we're going to war on crime. We're going to go ahead and put more police over here. Majority of the money went in their own pocket. And that's why they don't want nobody to look at those voter rolls, because they know if we found out what they were really doing, it would be the end of them. In fact, the Democrat Party already being investigated, criminally investigated. The whole DNC. This party is wicked from the floor up. There's nothing good coming out of it. And people are seeing the truth. That's why I love it when these particular the people that are let's say against what I'm saying, they don't have anything against it. They can't counter it. They can't counter it. What they do is they're gonna just keep blaming. We can't have a debate like this. We're either gonna stand by what this man has been doing in this country. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's gonna be real. If we can't deal with that, then what would be the point? Right? And the question is, why did you vote for Obama? That's the question that I would like to know. And I know most of you voted for him because you wanted to see a black man. I can answer it really quick. You were in love with Dakota personality, smooth talking, right? And all the rest of it. Skin color and all, melanin and all. That's what most of them do anyway. Just like they vote for the governor, vote for their mayors and all the rest of them. Anybody with blackface in power. There you go. But they don't offer nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not for the help of this country. Whites voted for him. Black folks voted for him. He ran on the whole campaign of change. And it changed, all right. We got more of the Muslim Brotherhood and other things in this country than ever before. It's been a war against Christians in this country because of this man right here. I'm not making this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. This guy right here, right? That's why I asked that question. Why did you vote for Obama? That's the question. It's not about why did I vote for Trump, because we know his policies. We've been running it down. The question should be, why did you vote for this man? Even blacks are looking around and say, yeah, that is true, though. He ain't really done nothing for us. Then they're going to say, well, Trump ain't done nothing for us either. They said, how is that so? Got to get the country together first. You guys are not even aware of the platinum plan at all. And I'm not going to go into it right now. That's going to be a topic of another discussion. Some of you may know about it, but that'd be a topic of another discussion. Main thing is that we're seeing what Trump is doing, and what we're not seeing is anything other. This man has been doing stuff behind the scenes, you know, and I personally suspect that he was running the country under Biden. Biden wasn't the president running it. They even talked about that auto pen. Was it Joe Biden and him running this country? How can an unelected, even though he was an ex-president, how can an unelected run this country? That right there is treason right there. Once again, this is against the Constitution. You must be sworn in. We know that we should know how this stuff go. So why is it different for these people? He's already been a president 8 years as the president, right? Then what did America really get? We started seeing more of our jobs go overseas, more illegals coming in here to be able to compensate, because American people wasn't going to work for those low wages like that. They had to bring the illegal aliens anyway, right? Now, like I said before, Obama was good about deportation of those illegals. Now, that's the only policy I like with Obama is the illegals, aliens, the DACA stuff. He was getting their behind up on out of here. None of y'all had smoke for him. Not one. Not one. Not one of you guys had smoke for Obama when he was doing that. You got to admit it. Not one. Because if you did, right, if you had smoke for him, but you didn't. And he was right about that. But what changed? Why did the Dems change from deporting illegal aliens out of America? You know why? Because they needed those people. Somebody tapped them on the shoulder, tapped these people on the shoulder. We losing the people in America. Then they got hip to the game. What do we need to do now? Well, I tell you, we got to bring more illegals in here. You know, take down, these type of regulations, take all this stuff down. You know, we're going to send the troops there, but it's going to be a catch and release. We're going to catch them at the border. And we're going to release them into America. We had over 15 million of illegal aliens flooded into America, and they sent them in the poor neighborhoods of America. The liberals did not send them in the areas with the liberals with money. They put them in the poor areas. This is why Detroit, I know areas where they sent them at. In many of your cities, it's the same thing. These are actual facts. You ain't got to lie about this. This is an actual, factual truth. And the people on the left that rah-rah for this man here, they do not have an answer for it. One thing, like I said before, he was strong on Obama. He was strong on deportation. That's the only policy I like. I didn't like Obamacare. That was crap. We got penalized for it. He set up a mandate, right, telling us that we have to have this $400, right, on my taxes. I remember very, very well. That's why they had to change the name. They tried to get slick. We're going to call it Affordable Care instead of Obamacare. Obamacare has got a bad negative, behind it. But we'll call it Affordable Care Act. Still not affordable. What he set up, and he was getting kickbacks, talking about Obama, off of Affordable Care, which is I still call it Obamacare. Right? We didn't have any choice. You either do it or be penalized at the end of the year on your taxes. That's not a friend of mine. Trump's RX program is way better than this guy here. Trump didn't penalize me. I can have a choice if I want insurance or not. This guy right here didn't give us any choice at all. I'm not making no lies up about this guy, though. They come in here to hear the truth. And everybody may not want the truth. All blades of grass don't grow at the same level. And that's okay with that, But I'm just saying, what this whole thing is about is left-leaning policies that have been against America. Not for, but against. That's why we say America first, right? We got to put America first, not these illegal aliens, not foreign entities and foreign government, RAND and all this other stuff. It has to be America first. I'm addressing something strictly to the Black people that's in this room. You always say how every president, every policy, and it's a lot of them, that only use us for the vote. And once they get the vote, they do nothing. All I'm saying is that look around and see things that are happening differently than what we have seen before. We are seeing, you ain't never seen The View politicized like it is today. Why is that? Why is it that the news, why did Trump call it the fake news? When he first said that in 2016, why did he say it? Because they still are not reporting what is really going on. Do you realize that a lot of the main news medias, don't have their credentials like they used to anymore to be able to access. At one time they used to. Nowadays they're just making stuff up, right? And then I believe that that's going to be corrected sooner or later. You see hearing more about the FCC. Look at what they've been doing to the View. They had to cite those women over there because all it is a Democrat haven over there. They don't like conservatives over there at all because conservatives make them look bad, just like Elizabeth, the blonde hair lady. She made Sonny Halston, Whoopi Goldberg, I'm sorry, and what's the other one? Joyless Behar and all the rest of them, right? Made them look bad, right? She makes them look bad. I'll be surprised if they invite her back on the show. She made them look bad, handcuffed them. That's why they had to pivot over to, once again, Renee Good, because they couldn't deal. That's what the Democrats do. They love playing leapfrog, hopscotch, or whatever, you know? They want a hot potato. They want to keep passing. They don't stick on the topics at hand. It's a deflection tool. And this is why they lose. And this is why they're going to lose the midterms as well, too. The majority of the people of the country, I should say, have been fed up dealing with, right, the uniparty being sold out, right? Trump got our military back. Look at our military now. Got all of the queers and weirdos out of the military. We are respected throughout the world now. Men are dressing like men and women looking like women. We ain't got all this different color here and all these rings and piercings, all this weirdo stuff. It's all wholesome. It's all good. And once again, it's like your grandparents and great-grandparents will be proud looking at the military right now. They'll be over here saluting Trump right now like I do. We are being respected again right now. People are finding out, before I go, people are finding out that America is back. It is a superpower. Look at it. We got weaponry that no other country have, man. I mean, you know, he sent the Armada over there to Iran. And it's sad to see Americans talking against America military, wanting us to lose to Iran, which is, to me, it's worse. This is treason at the high level. And many of them live here. This is how comfortable and how brainwashed the voters that voted for Democrats. This is how brainwashed and how gone many of them are. That's why they can't come in this room and have a intellectual conversation and debate their position about this man. That's why they lose. They're the ones that crashing out. I'm not crashing out over this man. And it's sad that I can only pick one policy, and many of them don't even know that. Go and look at Obama's policies. He deported way more illegals out this country than Trump did. What was reported with Trump? 2 million? Obama was in the double digits at least with the illegal aliens. That's the only policy I like. Everything else was garbage. No, I don't rock with people like this because they're anti-American, right? Once again, before I go, what really hurt the Democrat Party, right, was at the State of the Union address. It was one of Trump's brilliant speeches ever, and he goaded them. And you had stupid Ilhan Umar and Taliba Rashid, right? They bit the bait. This is how stupid they are, right? They're on the verge of being ousted out their position. And when they do, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be, because we all are, get them out of there. Fraud, right? And a lot of other things. They support terrorism. They stand with other nations. They don't stand for America. How you going to be for Somalia first when you over here in America as a congressperson? Make that make sense. These are just common sense questions that I'm actually asking. No crashing out. Say I'm going to do some stuff a little differently. But they can't defend this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. If I was on a View right now and just be asking the same questions, but you know what they do? They would pivot. Renee Good and all this other stuff. They do that on purpose. They do not have an answer for it, right? I don't mind them in the room. They're no threat to me. What are they a threat to any of us on the MAGA side? When all they do is regurgitate lies and everything. They're not regurgitating truth, they regurgitate lies. And many of them are crashing out right now behind the computer screen. They're crashing out right now. I'm not. Why crash out when you can speak the truth? So there that is, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so I appreciate a lot of y'all coming in, listen to what your boy has to say. I keep it real. I keep the truth. And when I'm in error and make a mistake, I will retract what I said. But in this particular case, this is about this guy. Let me show y'all some slides real quick before I go. I said I was going to do that, but I just wanted to point out, you know, just some things again, right? Hold on for a minute. Let me go ahead and do this. This is what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. I talked about awful, and this is for the American white liberal female. This is what we're dealing with here, unfortunately. This is the type of stuff right here, ladies and gentlemen, that we're dealing with. And I want you guys to really look at this, though, man. Look at this. Isn't it sad, though? These are their foot soldiers right here. She got the purple hair going on, right? Let me just move that banner out the way for one moment. Just give me one moment, hide that. This is the rhetoric that they come, look at this. We don't all heard it before. Epstein, dictator, convict, Hitler, Nazi, racist, king, pedo, dictator, king, and king. Look at the tattoos. Was anybody take this person serious? She's a nut job, a whack job, ready to be put in an asylum, right? Insane asylum. She's ready to go. Not making this stuff, but look at this. This is some of the people in this room right now that represent this type of stuff. Is this a Christian? I'm just saying, though. Is this person, to me, talking about Christian values? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Right? This is all they got. We're gonna have a debate. This will be defeated easily. They don't have anything. Just rhetoric. Yeah, I know I came prepared today, though, didn't I? Mm-hmm. Look at that. And let's just let this marinate in for a little bit. It's called Awful. And this was brought to me by Omega, good friend of mine and a mod, right? American white liberal female. Just let that set in for a moment, right? These are one of our greatest adversaries in America. Colorless revolution and all the rest of this stuff. Yep. This is exactly what it is. You might as well put Renee Good in there. This is what they represent. Facts. Right? I'm going to go ahead and put something else up too. Hold on for a minute. I got a little bit more before I go. As I said here, I can be able to put the photos up, do less. I knew y'all really like this one. Really like that one is what I'm trying to say. Let me see here. Hold on for one moment. Give me a moment. Boy, I tell you, man, it's so sad though, right? Let me show you this one. Look at this. I'm going to read it. If President Trump can be impeached and indicted for fake Russian collision stories, right? Then Barack Obama should go to prison for creating it. Bam. Do you agree or disagree? Whichever is all good with me. Here it is right here. Right here. And like I've been saying the whole time, Obama is the reason that we are in war in the first place. He had every opportunity he could have ended. Bush's could have ended. Why is it led on and dragged on for 47 years? That's another question. This is what I have for the uniparty. Why had it be dragged? We have to have a real man in leadership, right? Obama was the one that set it up to say that, hey, we didn't got to deal with Congress. Nasty Pelosi was in charge at that time. Trump is only doing what Obama and the Democrats set up. They put laws in to say, hey, we ain't got to deal with Congress. Now they want to come back and say, well, Trump didn't get authorization for Congress. Obama didn't get authorization from Congress. Can't have it both ways, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I say Trump got them in their own game. Boy, look at this, man. And you guys on the right, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Because you already know this stuff, right? We're going to show the pictures, slides, so that way you can't waffle from the truth, hide, and all this other stuff. Go look it up. Go look it up. I already talked about Afghanistan, right? In Benghazi, right? Hillary and all that weaponry and all that was left over there. We're talking about billions of dollars, right? We're talking about billions of dollars where that should have never been. And if it wasn't for Trump getting a lot of that back, we could thank Trump for that too. Hold on for a minute. Getting a lot of that weaponry back. I remember him saying that he was going to do it. They didn't do it. No, you don't like it. But this ain't about what you don't like. This is about the facts, right? There it is right here. This is what we're talking about here. All common sense, right? Common sense and logic for the American people. Get used to it. Get used to it because it's going to get better. It ain't going to stay the same like that. We ain't going to go drag. This war ain't going to drag on like it is because I do believe when Trump get it taken care of, he's already sending a message, already gave him an ultimatum. The son of the Ayatollah, if you don't move, you don't get out of that position, something bad is going to happen to him, right? Just like the others, something bad is going to happen to you. He's not messing around. We are not in the days of Obama, Bush, or none of them. Trump is the president, elected, not selected, elected. This guy was selected, obviously, right? So yeah, let me show one more slide or two, and then I'm gonna be out of here or whatever. But I just want this to marinate. So we got this and this. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Isn't this a part of their party? When we had all that woke stuff, all that nasty stuff. Oh my goodness, man. I'm so glad we got rid of that. Oh man, woke, DEI, all that stuff. Oh my goodness. Get her out of there. I don't even want to see that face no more. Here's another culprit here in my backyard. Ratchet Hitler. There she go. In all her glory, right? Big butt Ratchet Ratchet Hitler. Oh my gosh. I got a nickname for a lot of them, man. To be honest. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at this, man. Ooh, man. Let me get that off. Oh, let me get that out of there, man. Get that out of there. Get it out of there, man, you know? Let me show you some more of this stuff, though. Boy, I tell you, man. Boy, your boy be cooking, don't I? I be cook him, don't I? Mm-hmm. Is this what it has come down to, ladies and gentlemen? Has it come down to this? Is this what's really going on? Or some what people are trying to say? Whether you believe it or not, I want to say, yeah. I believe that we are under some type of dark forces here, man, that are controlling these people to make them do the evil things they do. Look at your Bible. Look at your religious texts. I'm just saying, right? And I said, I thought I would do a screenshot of this because I find it to be very interesting, you know? What do you think? Huh? Is there some type of validity with this type of stuff? Is this really what it is? You make the decision. You make the choice, right? I want to see what you think. right? Could it be that because of what's going on here behind the scenes? Don't look at the man of Oz. Don't look behind the curtain. Nothing to see here. Well, we're seeing it now, and it's being exposed. This whole thing is being exposed, right? Oh, my goodness. Look at this here, man. Oh, man. Wow. Stuff to make you go, something to make you think, right? We need to bring thinking back, man. You know, critical thinking to be exact. Hold on for a minute. Let me see here. What else do I have here? Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and put this back up. Boy, look at that here, man. Yeah, I'm going to start putting that up because, you know, I got to always stay on Obama. You know what I'm saying? I got to. Because he done more wrong in this country. Man, it's just so sad, man, that we got a traitor in our mix, boy. And it's being exposed. I called him out on this stuff, man. You are traitor, sir. And the people that have helped you are traitors too. Not Trader Joe. Boy, I tell you, man. This is sad and bad, man. Oh, yeah, don't leave out, you know I can always bring up Mr. Krusty. Oh, there go Mr. Krusty. Hi, Mr. Krusty. Could it be that we are looking at people behind the veil? They're already out there. They ain't exposing nothing. It's already out there. Here it is right here. You can't criticize me. I'm Jewish. Defund the police, ADL. You guys look at it for yourselves, man. I don't have to make up ish. You know who this guy is. George Soros, you know who he is. Right? There it is right here. Ain't got to make nothing up. You already know right here, though. Here it is. The D. You know what the D stands for, don't you? The Democrat Party. He also controls a lot of the rhinos. It ain't just, like I said, you're looking at one of them, there's many others. He also controls the rhinos. Look at this. Nobody making this stuff up. Nobody have to make this stuff up. There it is right there. Mr. Krusty himself, boy, I tell you. This guy right here, along with this man right here, and many others, who is the puppet? We already know that he's the sock puppet, talking about Obama, the sock puppet. He got his, you know what, up so far up to telling him what to do, what to say. We know a lot of them been compromised anyway. That's why they do as they told. Boy, y'all, that's why I say, man. That's why I say, boy, I just love sharing information. A lot of y'all been great, though, too, before I exit out of here. Do I have one more to show? Boy, this ended up being a banger after all, boy. I tell you, man. Just go and put the information up there for the people to see it. That's what I'm saying. Right? Let's go ahead and show it. Let me see here. What about this one? Right? Here it is right here. Let's talk about it. Right? Free, number one. Free does not mean free. Number two, you are not entitled to someone else's hard-earned money ever. Number three, you can't tax a nation without prosperity. Number four, the rich are not responsible for your financial institution. You are. Number five, more government means less freedom. You guys got to remember this stuff, right? This is the proper information right here. This is what it is. This is what the Constitution, this is what all this stuff means. We know that the people, the Uniparty hates all this. They hate freedom, right? They want to convince you that rich people are the problem. And I'm not saying that they're not. There's people that have built themselves up. Everybody ain't in a cabal, man. But the ones that are work against us. right? This is exactly what it is. It's called fascism. There's other things, levels to it. Look at that. A little bit of it cut out here. But you guys trying to get what I'm basically saying in general, though, you know? Look at this. I'm going to keep it up there, though, because this is important. This is important. That way I can show slides and stuff after a while. Say what America, this is what we mean America first. Not corporations first, not the deep state first, but America first, right? You don't stand with America, where else you going to go? Right? That's what I'm saying. Where else are you going to go? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, though. Boy, look at this here. I'm talking about that. Mr. Krusty. We talked about him. We talked about, oh my gosh, awful American white liberal female. One of the worst. She's easily to be manipulated and controlled. She just operates off her feelings. Here's your Karens and all the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? We got some Keishas too. Keishas and Karens. I've seen them both. You know who the Keishas are, right? There it is. Boy, I tell you. Right? Much of what's wrong in America was caused by who? This man right here. This is the one right here, right? You can't tell me otherwise. Because if you do, you better be able to back up what his policies was and why people are outraged, upset, and call him for what he really is, a traitor. That's exactly what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's been fun. And the sun, boy, I tell you, I got to go out there and get myself some sun, man. That's what I got to do, man. Let me see. Do I have one more? Let me see here. Because your brother been cooking today, man. Cooking today. And I'm sorry I didn't get to all of your, comments. I do read comments and stuff for the most part of it. Some mostly good, some that are bad, but I do read them. I do read them and stuff like that. Let me see here. All right, let's see here. Yeah, this is another one. Look at all these people here who are owned. Woo. Boy, I tell you. Boy, look at them. So a lot of you know who these people are. Let alone they ain't did nothing for America. They've been against America and the black community and others. Look at this. Boy, this is sad, boy, ain't it? When you show this stuff up, boy, look at them. Smiling, though, you know. We know who the money backers are, the super PACs and the donors, right? Got to wake up, man. You got to be able to wake that, you know what, up, you know. This is America, and we are not going to allow these traitors to take America away from us. We're not. We're going to fight you every tooth and nail, man. We definitely are. We're going down. We're going to go down together. We ain't going down. Those days are over, right? People are waking up. People are seeing the truth. And I appreciate you guys once again, because due to our favorite president, we all know and love, and that's Donald J. Trump, making America what? Prosperity or prosperous again. Oh man, making America healthy again, right? Making America, right? When we say safe again, right? And last but not least, making America great again. You guys have been great. Let me go ahead on and put up, you know how I do. I'm one of the few that shows the Star Spangled Banner, right? Boy, let's go ahead and get that up there, though. You know, let's go ahead and remove this, because I'm going to get that Star Spangled Banner up in there, and then I'm out, you know. Let me go ahead. Whoops, hold on for a minute. I messed that up. I'm going to make myself a little larger. You know, boy, that boy looking good, boy. And I'm looking good. Looking like $1 million, I tell you. Hold on for a minute. Let me see here. Share screen. Here we go. Let's see here. Where is hold on, guys. Give me one moment. Give me one moment here. All right. Come on now. All right. Okay, there we go. Share that. There we go. We got to play the American anthem. Y'all know how I do. You know what I'm saying? Boy, and I appreciate a lot of you guys that showed up over here. I'm going to try to come up with a better system where I can read the comments a lot faster and stuff. But I do appreciate my mods showing up and things like that. I know you guys have been holding down the fort and things. And for those that may or may not know, you may be learning something, though, too. You're learning something today. Yeah, don't let these people and these politicians push you around, man. They're nothing, right? Don't let them do it. They're nothing. We already talked about the highest violent crime rates, all ran by Democrat mayors, every last one of them. We already went over that earlier and things, so you guys can recap on that. And I think that is mainly it. Let me see here. I got that queued up. There we go. So you guys sit back and relax. And I ahead and play the Star Spangled Banner. It's a beautiful thing, man. The beautifulest piece that we actually have.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna have to get ready to head on out of here. Boy, that is a beautiful piece, man. I get choked up every time when I hear the Star Spangled Banner. We got the baddest in the world. And we got the greatest country here. Don't let nobody take it from you. We're gonna fight, fight, fight. This is America, and we're gonna be ready for these traitors, man. Because they're already gonna be they're gonna be dealt with, though. Trump got a plan, and it's gonna happen, though. So I thank you guys all, from the bottom of my heart for rocking with your boy today and things like that, man. Hopefully some of you guys learned something, and others, Trump derangement syndrome, I can't fix that. But, but other than that, please hit the subscribe button. And I appreciate the likes. I can't see the likes on this format, but I know you guys rocking with me, though, too. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. And, yeah, the monetization has been approved. I just got to tie up some back ends. But you guys will see the super chats and all that other stuff, the membership programs, and they are affordable. You know what I'm saying? And what you're going to be getting out of it? Well, you're going to be getting personal, more information, more stuff behind the scenes that I cannot share on this platform. So therefore, stick around for that. And I forgot to let me do this one thing here before I go. My sponsor, Mr. Ralph. Y'all know how I do. Mr. Ralph, Mr. Ralph have helped me out tremendously, man. And he would be upset if I didn't share his advertisement. So let's get down to it. Where is Mr. Ralph at? Hold on for a minute. I'm going to pull this thing up. There it is right here. Right here. Social media, right? Here it is, daily. So if you got a YouTube account, Instagram account, or you just have an X and you want to grow followers, talk to Mr. Ralph. You know, there's his email address, and I'm sure he can work with you on the pricing like he's been working with me. You know, he's gonna get your shorts tight. He's gonna get those what's those chapters in there and everything though. So before I go, and I wouldn't be a good friend as well if I didn't give him the plug as he deserved. So this is Mr. Ralph, ladies and gentlemen. Reach out to him though, you know, and we need more content creators. You don't have to have special credentials. This is the First Amendment: freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of the press. Let no one infringe on our rights, right? Not even Obama, right? Had to segue that in there, right? So here it is. Social media done daily. Mr. Ralph. There he is. His email address, right? And some of you guys, you know, you'll be able to talk with Mr. Ralph when I get him up here, you know, and things. And we're going to be talking about how to grow, right? The more you know, the more you what? Grow. There it is. Mr. Ralph, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Ralph. So there that is, you know. As soon as I work it out with Michael Lindell for, you know, My Pillow, right? My Pillow, you know. Boy, that sleeping comfort. Yep, that you better lay down on those geezer you know, sheets and everything. We talking well over 1,000 thread, man, make your body feel good, right? You'll feel like a king or queen when you're laying down with My Pillow, you know what I mean? But yeah, but other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you guys and stuff. Y'all been generous, y'all been kind, and things. And my mods, once again, man, I appreciate you, Black Guy 9. Yeah, we got Dana in the house. Boy, it's good seeing Dana, right? And I feel a lot of others though, man, you know. I ain't seen, where's Joe Mama at? Not Joe Mama, but Joe Mama. I know Joe Mama is lurking around here somewhere. Where you at, Joe Mama? We got Dana in the house. Hold on for a minute. Got to do something special for Dana. And for my mod people, hold on for a minute. You know how I do, though. Yeah, for my mods, you know. Yep. So other than that, though, you guys have already been deputized, you know. And I'm also looking for more deputies and stuff, though, too. If you rock with MAGA, you know, and you want to crowd control, hit me up. Hit me up. But I appreciate you guys. I enjoy all the likes and the comments and stuff like that. Boy, I tell you, next time I have my MAGA hat on, man, got to get it washed. Woo, got to get it washed. But other than that, though, guys, I'm about to head out. Stay strong, right? Just keep up with it. You know, once again, America, right? The land of the free, the home of the brave, right? Never, never, never. Don't tread on me, right? Remember, right? We won in 1776 and we're going to win in 2026, right? Remember, the Republic, right? The Republic, right? Fight, fight, fight. The Republic. Remember, this is not a democracy. We're talking about a constitutional republic. For the Republic, right? Boy, I get geeked up. Don't you get geeked up as well? For the Republic, right? Right? All right, guys, I'm about to get on out of here. I get myself worked up, you know. Where my Patriots at, man? Put your flags up. I'm about to go in and end the live. Put your flags up down there in the comments. I don't ask for very much, but you can show your patriotism by throwing that flag up. I'll be the first to throw that flag up. Where the flag at? Where the flag? Where the flag? Where the flags at? Where they at? Hold on for a minute. No, that ain't what I want. Hold on for a minute. Let me get my flags up. Where my flag at? Well, I'm on a different format, man. It's like I can't even find where the emojis at or anything on this one. But at any event, throw them flags up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out. Peace and chicken grease. I'll see y'all on the next live stream tomorrow, right? And be there or be square. Holla.